Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We have done 3 games of Super Rugby today. I guess the best analogy would be half-time change sides. The Six Nations is here, and it is going to be the Northern Hemisphere. 3 awesome contests. I'm excited for it at the moment. I've turned bright red, just like the Principality behind me. For this first game, Wales going to be up against Italy for this one. And this one, there's not really too much on the line, I guess you could say, in terms of whereabouts these teams will be finishing. They will still keep their same positions, but still a good chance that we will get to see some very good rugby on the cards here. We will show you the table as it sits currently in the Six Nations once it does end up playing the game. There we go. That is the one that we are after. And as you can see there, France, they are sitting at the top of the bunch, although there is a chance that Wales might be able to overtake Scotland, I guess I should mention, if they are able to do very nicely, and even England, for that matter, if they win this game by about 60 or so points. So it's going to be a big game for them. Italy, though, they are looking for their first point of this season, of last season, of the season before that. The last time that they did receive a point, I believe, was 2018. That was up against Scotland in their final fixture. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not Italy can turn it around here. But this first game at the Principality Stadium, can't think of a better location to have this game between Wales and Italy for this matchup. And also we have got the other ruck. Am I still awake? Says Betty Wagon. I was only me here so far. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. How are you feeling at the moment? It is getting relatively late here in New Zealand. Of course, sitting 3 a.m., but the rugby gauntlet is only halfway done. We've still got another few games left. The URC has just finished between the Lions and Munster. Bit of an upset there, and it was the Lions who were able to get themselves the win there in the final moment, 23-21, and what was a very exciting contest. But first of all, looking through these two sides, we will start with the starting lineups, and then from there we will move into a few of the previous stats. First of all, though, I'm going to have to remove Kieran from the top corner. There we go. He has gone for a nice little trip, and he will be back relatively soon, hopefully, if I do press the right button. But this is the Wales starting lineup that they have decided to go with. Gareth Thomas, Dewey Lake, and Dylan Lewis there as the front row. Adam Baird and Alan Wynne-Jones returning to the French lineup. That's not the team. Welsh lineup, I should say. How is this man back? Again, he just gets injured, then he comes back, gets injured, comes back, and this man is like the Terminator. He doesn't stay down and will continue to keep on going for Wales in this matchup. Seb Davis, Josh Navidi, and Talupe Faletau. Talking of injuries, I mean, those three have had their fair share of them throughout the last little while. Gareth Davis at number 9, Dan Bigger at 10, Holo slotting in at number 12 with Owen Watkin on his outside at 13, Josh Adams, Lewis Rees-Sammet, plenty of pace out on those two wings, and then Johnny McNichol will be slotting in there at number 15, and I don't know, I'm probably going to fall asleep soon in there, as I says Betty Wagon. That is completely understandable, seeing as it is 3 a.m. here in New Zealand, so that is no worries at all. Looking through at the French starting lineup for this match, they have got Fischietti in the front row. Alongside him it is Nicotera and also Ciccarelli there at number 3. I can't actually remember half of my Italian pronunciations. We didn't do Italy's game last week. I just realized we actually did some of the URC, but Fusa and Ruza going to be there as the number 4 and 5. Pettinelli, Lamaro, and Halafihi there at number 8. Now, something that we did see for Italy up against Ireland, that was the last game that I did cover, and that was when they got their red card. Unfortunately, that just completely halted all momentum for the Italians in that game, and that was Halafihi who did have to go off the field as a result of that red card. He wasn't the one who got it, but unfortunately, they did have to go down to less players on the field due to the uncontested scrum. Callum Brayley going to be there at number 9. Paulo Galbisi there at number 10. Monty Ioane out on the wing. Marin and Inacio Brex as the two midfielders. Padavani out on the other wing, and then it will be Capioso who is there at number 15, whose name I have completely butchered. So I do apologize for that in advance. And also we've got their Wales to win, says Dan Bigger in the chat. And also Italy have actually been entertaining this year, says B. Schmitty. And I am hoping they want to do very nicely in this game and get themselves a point. And also, hey, someone else, welcome in, mate, as on there says Betty Wagon. That one, but currently we're not too far away from the kickoff, probably about 10 minutes currently as we are sitting. And I can hear the song in my ear. They are showing the 3 games that we have got today, and they're going to be 3 important games. This first one, Wales versus Italy. It doesn't really affect the end of the Six Nations, but the next 2 after that, Ireland, they will be taking on Scotland at home, followed by a game between England and France in France. That could certainly shape the Six Nations. These are the games that we did have last week. As you can see there, France having a close game up against Wales, and that could have completely changed the Six Nations if Wales were able to get themselves a win for that match. Close game between Scotland and Italy for that one, and then Ireland able to get themselves the win over England. Also a game affected by a red card, which hopefully this game, fingers crossed, will not be, or any of the games of this round of the Six Nations. But Wales, their last games, I did show you that one that they did have up against France. Their first game, they were struggling up against Ireland, unfortunately. They just didn't quite seem to be themselves. They had a close game up against Scotland where they were able to get themselves a 3-point win. Close game up against England, but they did lose that one by 4 points. And then France, they did suffer the same fate of losing it by only those 4 points. Also, then this is Italy. They did have a close game up against Scotland. I think is about the best accolade you could give them, but they have been working hard, and hopefully they can really fight in this matchup as a final little reminder of why Italy are in the Six Nations, because they have got some very talented teams, or very talented players, I should say, and hopefully they can prove it out there today at the Principality Stadium. And why is it windy here against this Betty Wagon? That is a good question. Got to love rain and wind and all of the things that come with the weather around this region of the world. In New Zealand, we have got there. It's a lovely sunny day in Cardiff. There should be lots of tries, says Dan Bigger. Yeah, the sun is out, which is actually very nice. Dan, are you playing in this game? I think you are, aren't you? You're in the starting lineup and probably has something to do with the weather, Betty. And there as well, says Jay. Well, that one, but currently Italy making their way out onto the Principality. It's a nice afternoon and a great day for some rugby. So hopefully we do get to see a barrel load of tries and a whole heap of action between these two sides who want to prove that they are certainly not going to be the bottom two sides. That's the thing. At the moment, as the table sits, it's kind of like slowly building towards that one. And wind sucks in there. Although, kites. You know, if we didn't have winds, kites would suck. They'd just be pieces of paper that sit on the floor, which I guess is a bit of a sad explanation of a kite. And normally you need like plenty of wind. And I'm pretending to be Dan Bigger in there, says Dan Bigger. So you're Dan Bigger or kind of, there he is. You're not on your phone. How are you managing that? That's a bit fancy. You must have someone in the PR department doing it for you, I would think. Also, what do you think is better out of Italy and Argentina? I would say I'll go Argentina, but Italy, I like what I'm seeing from them recently. They seem to be up and coming. Alan Wynne-Jones once again returns. How many times has he done that in the past little while? But he just keeps on going and going and going. But Dan Bigger gets to lead the side out here, the Principality Stadium. It is erupting currently with a whole heap in attendance when it's the Easterlies. It's just bloody strong. And then also where you have Petty. There's Jay Hayes there as well. But Dan Bigger getting to walk out onto the field all by himself. Now his teammates making their way out there, including Alan Wynne-Jones. I just can't believe that man is back. Like, he literally just comes back every single time there's a chance that he might be out for the rest of his career. He gets out there, takes a smile with the camera, and now he's going to be ready to go. Please don't get injured. That would be the worst thing to happen for Alan Wynne-Jones, is he just comes back from his injury and then ends up getting re-injured. Similar to what we saw for the British and Irish Lions store. It was only just after that he did end up getting himself injured once again, but that is 150 caps for Alan Wynne-Jones now, and it was 100 for Dan Bigger. So two very big milestones, South of Palmerston. And there as well, says it was Ron Petty, but now we are almost ready to go. Alan Wynne-Jones just trying to find someone to offload his children to. He's found them, and now he is going to be making his way out there to accompany the rest of the side. Shows how impressive Warburton was captain ahead of Alan Wynne-Jones for both Wales and Lions as well. And there says P. Schmitty, that is true. Sam Warburton, very good player indeed. And I guess that's one of those ones. He does a little bit of commentary, doesn't he? I feel like a lot of players head to the commentary side of it afterwards, or the analysis. And I wonder how much knowledge Alan Wynne-Jones has just from his experience. That's the Waratahs. They're not who we're after here. We want Wales. There we go. It started with W, looked familiar. So I did go with the wrong one there, of course. But this is the Wales starting lineup that they have got. Gareth Thomas, Dewey Lake, and Dylan Lewis in the front row. Adam Beard and Alan Wynne-Jones as the two locks. Seb Davis, Josh Navidi, and Talupe Faletau there at number 8. Gareth Davis and also Dan Bigger will be the 19 combo. Halaholo at 12, Watkin at 13, Josh Adams and Lewis Rees-Sammet, and then Johnny McNichol as the back three for this matchup. Then this is the starting lineup here for Italy in this match. And also, pundit in there, or pundit, I should say there. And also, hey, yo, says Katie, welcome into the live stream. Okay, so you're in New Zealand. I didn't know that. I thought you were an Aussie. My bad, as says Jay. And also, there are hills. It just comes down and then up more hills. And there, as I says, Betty Wagon. Currently now, this is the starting lineup for the Italian side. They haven't got themselves a point as of yet. I learned that the only point that they've got since 2016 was up against Scotland in about 2018, I believe it was. So it's been a little while, but fingers crossed, even if they get within 7, just a little victory point here for Italy would be absolutely incredibly impressive for them in this competition. But this is the starting lineup. I'm looking at Garabisi, I'm looking at Paravani out on the wing, and also Monty Ioane. I feel like they are the 3 keys alongside Halafihi and also Lamaro, the captain, at number 7 for this matchup. But once again, we will be showing the Six Nations table. This is what we're all looking very eagerly towards. And at the moment, France and Ireland, these are the 2 sides that can win the Six Nations. This game is between these 2 sides. So it doesn't quite affect this, but it's still this. And it is the Six Nations, and we are always happy to see a Six Nations fixture. The next game that has taken place is Scotland versus Ireland. Ireland need to win that game, and they probably need to win it with a bonus point just to help really secure their confidence. In fact, they could actually win it without one. But, it's just a nice little bonus, isn't it? Be able to get yourself one of those. And good to see Alwyn Jones back on the field. Yeah, the Terminator strikes again, I guess you could say. And also, hello, and also, there. Hey, howdy, hey, brother, just peed myself. Oh, no, sorry. Peeled myself out of bed. Sorry about that. I'm sure that wasn't what you did. Peeled myself out of bed in time for the anthems as well, says Katie Dixon. I feel like my reading needs improvement. And also, thank you so much for not streaming the Bulls vs Scarlets. Unsubscribed in there, says one. No worries at all. But currently, we have got there. This kid looks exactly like him too. And there says Katie Dixon. All I'm going to say is we can't do every single game. Definitely not when we had 6 games that were taking place the next day. So it's one of those ones. I would have loved to be able to do it, but it was a 6 a.m. start in New Zealand, and it was not going to be an easy one to get up for. And buongiorno, as well, says Gareth, and also nice. I'm opposite. I'm trying to stay awake to watch some Six Nations. And there, as well, says Betty Wagon. Currently now the Principality Stadium, it is rocking for the Welsh national anthem. And it is always a passionate time out there for them, that is for sure. I see Talupe Falato. I feel like he could be one of the keys up against Halafihi. And are you joking? And there's Katie Dixon. Some people might be, some people probably aren't. He might be one of the ones who possibly aren't at this stage, but that's all right. That's the thing. It's better to let them down now before we get too invested and then let them down, because we're always going to let people down, unfortunately, in life. That's such a fun way to start a live stream. But now the Welsh national anthem, and also Italy not doing great. The under-20s are doing okay. Beat England under-20s for the first time. Italy's day will come. Will take their time, or will take some time, hopefully not too long, until they get someone, says Luke. Yeah, hopefully they are working their way. It seems to be in the last little while. They are doing all right. Everyone else a good riddance, Nobby. In there, says Gareth. Well, that one. But currently now, that's the thing. I'd love to see Italy get a point. And I feel like I'm very, optimistic that they will be able to do so. But there's a chance that they miss out, unfortunately. Dan Bigger, Alwyn Jones, 2 very experienced players, and more experience between those 2 than some whole international sides. So it is certainly going to be an exciting one to see how it does end up going. But the Welsh side for this match, led by their head coach, Wayne Pivac, and also captain earlier on. And also, can you tell me where's the other live stream channels? This is the only one left on YouTube. And this says Anthony, I think everyone's just decided to go on holiday overall. I don't know why. I feel like it's one of the busiest times of the year in terms of that regard, but I don't know. I don't know really. I know there's a few technical difficulties for some of them, and also some are just slightly, not wanting to upload anymore. And also, well, with me not being in the best I've done, and there I've made it to this far. And there says Betty Wagon, and also we're in Italy. And also, don't worry, typical Bull supporter Muppet as well, says Katie Dixon. Says Gareth. And then that's the thing though. Like, people get very mad when we don't cover one game, even though there are like 30 games a week. Can't please everyone, unfortunately. And I feel like it is a case of those ones who ditch you straight away, you're better off losing early rather than like having them stick around, like I mentioned. But now looking through the benches of this one, I don't think I've shown the benches yet, have I? So I will show you guys exactly who is going to be out on the field for both of these sides. We will go like that. There we go. And it is going to be Bradley Roberts, I should say. There also Will Rowlands, another player to watch out for. Sheedy, Nick Tompkins is another replacement. I believe that's Johnny McNichol, who has a big opportunity here in the starting lineup. He'll be fired up for this game. Also off their bench, Pasquale and also Traore, probably the 2 players that I'm looking at the most there, and also Sissi in that forward pack, because we know how important it's going to be for Italy to be able to really get some big forwards out there on the field in the later stages and try and stop any Welsh momentum in the later stages of the match. But we are just about ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. We will go like this. We will move it over to the middle of the screen. Put Alan Wynne-Jones up in the middle, and we will go like that as well. A moment, like this. Like that. And like that. There we go. We are ready to go now, ladies and gentlemen. The first of 3 Six Nations fixtures that we will be covering on the channel. And it was Wales kicking it off to Italy, who have been able to take it very nicely. Side of their 22 guard. BC kicks it for touch. And that is going to be the first one. No, doesn't find touch. And also we have got there, Hamish going to do laundry for me. Unsubscribed. And there's Katie. And also, now you made me stay awake. Unsubscribe in there as well. People unsubscribe for weird reasons. That is for sure. Now driving their way forward very nicely this point in time. I wonder if they're still here and realize that we're just all making fun of them, or whether they've probably, I mean, they unsubscribed, so they're probably already left. That's going to be a little opportunity for Italy here. And also, I almost forgot to do my taxes. Unsubscribed. This is Katie Dixon, but it's nicely done by Lamara, I should say. And also, we have got there's no unsubscribe button. Looks like you're stuck with me, says Joe. There we go. And I don't think we'll be complaining too much about that one currently. Now, I'm just having a look through. I know that Sharks versus Zebra are going to be playing a bit later on today. I won't be able to do that game. I'm going to get myself into trouble there. Kieran Crowley sitting there as the Italian head coach for this match. He seems to be doing some great things, and Hamish doesn't drink coffee, unsubscribed. And there says Gareth. There's plenty of reasons to be able to. And Jay Hayes didn't do karate in the garage with me, unsubscribed. As well, but the pack weight's getting extremely one-sided, I guess you could say. 922 compared to 874 in favour of the Welsh. Kicked him behind from Garbrisi once again, looking for the touchline, looking for the 50-22. It's an awkward bounce on Monty Ioane, right on Johnny McNichol. Now trying to turn the ball over. They're just like a pack of dogs to the Italians, but unable to get that one back. Now driving their way forward very nicely. We are currently 2 minutes through this game, and it seems like it's going to be played at a frantic pace. And also we've got that Wales is stronger. The presence of Italy is ridiculous. And there says Giampolo for that one as well. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, that is for sure. We will go like this. And we will go like this. There we go. Just making sure everything was still running smoothly. But it's kicked into touch by Wales. Now Italy will have themselves a line out. Go Wales, says Richard there as well. It's bouncing around all over the place for that one, and it could have easily fallen for Monty Ioane in that one. Currently now passing it back across field. And now driving forward nicely. It is going to be Halafihi here for the Italians. It's something that they have done pretty well throughout the Six Nations is they start a match pretty well. Overall, they can keep in it, contest in the breakdowns, and try and keep themselves in their favour. I think that's Ignacio Brex who's already down, which is not a good sign for the Italians, as you're only allowed to make a certain number of subs, and they are not going to be wanting to make one this early on. That one's going to be skidding on here. And Wales taking it just outside from their own 5-metre line. Johnny McNichol kicks it downfield, not able to find touch, taken beautifully in the sunshine. And I was like, hi, brother, welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well. Now Monty Ioane back in his base, finds the offload on the outside. Nice low tackle there. And also Herzberg and Wales gets timed out. And there says Paddy. I mean, we'll allow it. Of course, we'd love to see a bonus point for the Italians, just because they haven't had too many in the past, like 6 years. Surely they get one soon. And Gabisi going to be drinking Welsh tears tonight, says Gareth. I'm currently now a few metres out, or just inside of the own half, I should say. Now Wales look like they are going to be having to chase down this kick by Callum Brayley. I need to relearn some of these Italian names. I realised from not doing the game last week up against, I think it was Scotland, wasn't it? Completely forgotten some of these fellas. That's taken the mark there. Josh Adams, side of his own 22, and now he will be looking more than likely for the touchline, but just getting a bit too much on that one for Brayley. And it does go out. And also, you may call me Enzo Galormi, and the rest of the for the rest of the stream, Enzo Galormi. It's an interesting one. Where did that come from, Gareth? And welcome, Enzo, says Katie Dixon. Johnny McNichol now running it back at the line, and it seems like there's going to be some heavy contact out there for both of these sides. Dan Bigger in the pocket. Does kick it up high. Monty Ioane trying to line it up, but it looks like Lewis Rees-Zammit also going up for it. It's going to be about a massive knock-on of about 25 metres or so. Now, Garbisi, plenty of pressure on him. Dan Bigger's gone straight over the top of him, trying to tackle him around the shoulders. Currently now available for the Italians just outside of their own 22. It's going to be Federico Rosa now. You call me Nighthawk. I'm going to forget all these nicknames, I have a feeling, by the end of this live stream. They have been told to use it, and it will be Brayley once again. Does put up the box kick. Waiting for it to end up coming down. Nicely taken by Johnny McNichol. He's actually landed on top of Lewis Reesema, who looked like he was a bit wobbly, but I think he was just caught off balance. Dan Bigger, short pop pass. Up to it was their number 6, Seb Davis. And also you can call me More Pork. And you may call me Muskrat Sazy or Susie. Muskrat Susie. I'm going to forget all of these. It's going to be the mark now, taken inside of the 22. I'm going to have to start like marking them so that I can actually remember who's who at this stage. So we've got a Muskrat Susie, More Pork, and Enzo Golamori. No, Golamormi. I feel like I'm just making it up at this stage, but it's Galormi. That one hasn't found touch for the Italians, which is not what they would have wanted. That situation, brownie points for the first person to get where my new name is from. Italy. Am I right? Probably not. It's probably somewhere else, isn't it? But now Wales have got the ball just outside of 40 metres. Zeb Davies falling over. Well, in fact, there was Gareth Davies. Quite a few Davies out there on the field, which is normally the case with the Welsh side. And also, if you've got less than one Jones, you're doing it wrong. And Alan Wynne Jones, he has recently returned, and Hamish wins. And there, Ramranch. There's us, SJ, now pass back across field. Gareth Davies. The hands of Gareth Thomas, his first carry of the match now. Still available, looking to the short side. Dan Bigger trying to do the skip pass. They're shutting them down pretty nicely early on. And also Wales in there, says Mike. For that one, but now looking like they will be going for the box kick here. Gareth Davis puts it up. Now Italy going to be chasing after this one. Trying to line it up nicely, taken by Garbisi. Met with a good tackle though, and I believe there was actually the number 13 for this match. I thought Owen Watkin was coming off the bench, but I think that is instead actually Nick Tompkin, isn't it? It's going to be there, but currently the Italians once again going to be throwing their number 2-4. That's a penalty though, in favour of the Italians. And like I mentioned, they start matches well. It's just whether or not they can keep up this pace throughout a full game of rugby is the big question. And also more specifically, Rome. Maybe. No, I don't know. That was the only Italian place I could think of. I probably couldn't name that many Italian cities. Rome, Paris. Where else is there? Toulouse? Is that an actual place, or is that just what all the rugby teams and whatnot are called? I believe it is a real place. Wait, that's France. I'll just be quiet now. And I was reckon that, brother, I know every sport hard, but your work is so hard. You cover every sport, event, day and night. God bless you. And that says Lower Gina, and it's hugely appreciated. Well, someone was grumpy earlier on the live stream because I didn't do a Bulls game at like 6 a.m., which is a bit unfortunate, of course, but the Bulls were winning it anyway. Everyone knew that, so there was no need to cover it. That game between Munster and Lions, though, I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to cover because it was very close right up to the final whistle. Now trying to counter ruck. Now we'll be putting this ball high once again for Brayley. That is Callum Brayley. And also, yes, thank you for all you do for us, Hamish, in there. Says Gary Dixon, no worries at all. That ball's gone very high and about 2 meters. Taken smoothly there by Monty Ioane. Down the wing now in a foot race. It's going to be cut off. It's taken nicely by Johnny McNichol just outside of the 22. Italy are pushing Welsh at this stage. Now Halafio, in fact, it's Halaholo, will be trying to make his way forward nicely. 30 meters out from their own line now. Gareth Thomas. In fact, yes, it is Gareth Thomas. There's 2 Gareths as well. How many Gareths we got in Wales? A lot. I would think more than likely it takes some people their entire lives to grasp concepts like time zones, no shaders. Okay, yeah, I might be I'm not the best at those ones overall, but at least I try, you know. And also Swansea said Mike, and there, Mike has said Swansea that way around rather than the other, but currently now taken nicely on the 22. In fact, it's on the halfway line. I think I'm just making up numbers at this point. Although I am fighting the urge to cyberbully you right now, says Katie. And also, yeah, good job, Emmy. And that's a penalty now to Wales. That is what they would have liked. It's a young number 15 who's really got hardly any information about him. And it's just Capuanzo. I believe it's something along those lines. Probably nowhere near it, though, for that pronunciation. But now will be Wales from about 45 out from their own line. Alan Wynne Jones just asking the question. Okay, so he's not captain for this game, but he is still talking to the referee. So, I mean, if he wasn't a 150 cap veteran, maybe wouldn't be allowed to. But Alan Wynne Jones, he's been around for a while. He's probably older than the referee as well, to be fair. Also, fun fact, my mum named me after a Welsh rugby player, real name, and therefore Gareth Ferguson. Wait, so did she name me after Gareth? And is Ferguson the last name of a player? I can't remember a Welsh player called Gareth Ferguson, and I feel like I probably should have a good girl going bad. And there says Paddy Wagon. And now going to be thrown in by Dewey Lake straight down the middle. It hasn't worked out, and now Lamaro cleaning it up for the Italians, kicking it now way in behind, going for the 50-22. It's going to be sitting up nicely inside of the 22, and Johnny McNichol, he will have to kick this one for the touchline now, but Italy are doing pretty well throughout the first 10 minutes. We're still sitting 0-0. Now passing it back across the young fullback. Linking up nicely. It is going to be Garbisi now. Kicked in behind by Paravani. It's going to be skidding on nicely. Just waiting for it. Dan Bigger, he has to put it down, and it will be the goal line dropout. And I just wanted to cuss that kid out for being so dang egocentric in there. And also, but honestly, he's probably like 8 in there. And no, bloody way, 21% chose Italy. And there says BDG, maybe we got a few Italian supporters. And currently, I mean, they're not doing too bad. You know, it's 0-0 after 10 minutes. It could change easily in about 3 seconds, but you never know. And Gareth Edwards, and there says Mike. But now going back across here, Gareth Edwards' dad wanted to name me Angus in there as well. I feel like that was pretty well timed by Mike just beforehand. And anyway, howdy Hamish? How's it going? And I'm doing very well, thank you. Although I've learned that howdy is a word that's not rolling off my tongue too well at the moment. And also we have got there, take care of yourself, bro. Take sleep. Probably if you try to do this, then thumbs up as well. Says Lower Gina. It's going to be a good run forward here for the Italians, though, once again now. Going to be on the outside. Nicely done. Paravani. Oh, was he above the horizontal? I think he was all right, but now it will be Callum Brayley once again. Passing it back across Garbisi. Gives it off to one of the big forwards. That ball is no longer in his hand, but they're going back for the initial penalty. They've got the support player off the ball. Ireland versus Scotland is going to be spicy. It sure is. And then with the spice that is carrying over from that one, we're going to get an extra bit of spice on the game between France and England. Just because we're not getting spoiled enough with the amount of rugby we got. We got so much at the moment. Extra spicy, says Katie Dixon. And also, I don't think that kid will go. I want to go on YouTube again. Says Betty Wagon there as well. But now they will be taking on the 3 points here, Italy. 12 minutes into this game, and Italy currently have been looking pretty strong. I know I've been praising Italy a lot, and I think that's because I know that Wales in the later stages of this game are really going to fire themselves up. Probably get a lot of tries in a row, perhaps, for that match. I've just realised I've got France versus England up next to me as well, and there's a whole heap of stats to do with that match. I've got about 50 pages of stats, but I won't go through all of them because or else then I will sound like a bit of a broken record. But now, kick predicted success will be 46%. And why was the Stormers game moved to tomorrow? And there says BDG, I'll tell you why, so that we could cover it on the channel. We are doing that game now, and that will be 1 a.m. Stormers taking on Cardiff, I believe it is, but we wouldn't have been able to cover it otherwise. So I guess that's one slight little teeny-weeny benefit is the fact that we will be able to do that game. That is something you are keen for, but that is going to be Italy now taking the 3-0 up. And, well, YouTube seems to be a dead landscape of searing disappointment for him. So there's not much any of us can do. And there's Katie Dixon. But currently now Garbisi. I was able to add 3 more points on the board for them. And also we have got there, since you struggle with Italian pronunciations, I want to hear your pronunciation of Welsh town names, says Tyke Furlong. It's a weird request from an Irishman, Tyke. But I guess lay them on me. I'll try my best. Please don't do that one that's like the extra long name that's like 40 letters. There's I think an extra spice on Monday, Pakistan versus Australia. That is true. A little bit more than let's go, says BDG. So, yeah, that is one benefit of it being rescheduled. And I'm on school break, says BDG. So there you go. We'll be able to do the live stream for that one. That will be at about 1 a.m. so I can watch every game. And there says BDG. Now firing it back across field, 40 metres out from their own line here. And it will once again be kicked in behind by Callum Brayley. Puts up the high kick. Waiting for it to calm down. Johnny McNichol, he's very good under a high ball. He's been able to take that one beautifully. 40 metres out now from Wales line. They've got the position. Josh Navidi hitting it hard at the line. And also Welsh town names are the Mr. Memos that Vels exist, as says Gareth. And also Ireland game will be a good test for Scotland, as it will tell us where they truly ranked in World Rugby. Here's Mike. And the other side of it as well is last year, I still remember that Scottish performance right at the end of the year. And it was just absolutely phenomenal from them. And they did actually shut down France's chance of winning the Six Nations. So I'm wondering whether or not they can be kind of that team that ruin it for Ireland this year. That's a penalty to Italy once again. And Italian coach, Mr. Crowley, will in time be the catalyst for the first ever Six Nations crown. It may take another 10 years, but it will happen, says Luke. And there in Wales, says Andrew. For this one of the Tyke Furlong Challenge, right. Okay, go pronounce. So that's, you got to have some form of vowels in that middle section, I would think. Although they count Y as a vowel if you don't have it. I see goggery in there. Is that how you would say that part, goggery? And also if Italy player rugby are the same, they play soccer, we would be doomed. And there says BDG, and also I haven't been able to stop thinking about that. And there says Gary Dixon. Now it looks like they will be taking on another 3 points here for the Italians. And currently they have started this match extremely well. But that looks like young Padavani will be lining up this kick. Just going down, Seb Davis had the man straight on him, and it was actually Fischetti to get straight on him, or Fischetti, sorry, I believe it is. I was able to get his hand on the ball, did secure it for the Italians, and they will now be going for another 3-pointer. Yeah, by the looks of it. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated you guys all being here for these live streams. Total penalties conceded, 3 against the Welsh and 1 against the Italians. Now, Padavani, he's got a long boot on him. He needs this one to go about 46 metres. Relatively straight out in front. First kick of the match. It's 48 metres, in fact. Just a couple extra on that one. Gives it an almighty hoof. That's straight down the middle. And that's going to make the score now 6-0 to Italy over the Welsh. And also we've got there to the sun go supernova in there. And anyone seen Calcio Storico? Brutal as well, says Gareth. I have not. Is it what type of thingy is it? Do let me know. So Bright at the game, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, if you're on that far side, you're certainly looking straight into the sun, which is exactly where you would be kicking off. There we go. They're kicking off long, and it's going to be straight into the sun. No one saw it other than the one man who was just out of the sun in the form of Ignacio Brex, who was able to grab it, and A-go Italy. And their counter ruck from the Welsh, though. They are trying to keep this ball on their side. It's a penalty to Wales. Right. Do they take the 3 here, or do they go for the corner? I can't watch games no more. And there it says BDG. Oh, that one. Is that because of the schooling side of it? Oh, my DSTV is buggy in there, says BDG. So that's no good. And the thing is, I know that our one that we were doing for the URC was actually playing up the other week. I believe it missed like the last 10 minutes of the game or something between Bulls and Munster. And it just kept on cutting in and out. I was like, Italy score 3. And my vote for Italy, what do you think? Who will win? And there says Lawajen. I mean, Wales should win. Dewey Lake about to throw this one in, and it looks like they are going to be going for this rolling ball. They want to go for a drive. And there says Katie Dixon. They do indeed. They've got their licenses, and they are trying to make sure that they do make their way a little bit closer to the try line. Doing pretty nicely, though, Italy. It hasn't really gone anywhere in the last little while, so that forces them to use that back line now. Will be Halaholo in the midfield trying to get straight on the ball for Italy. He's been dumped on his head. I think he's been able to turn this ball over as well. No, it's a penalty there. And it'd be nice to see Italy win this. And as I bloody say it, it's not, I'm just not say a word. And then also we have got their Wales should think or should win about 50 as well. And unlikely though, says Tyke Furlong. And definitely with the Welsh kicking for the corner so often, they've decided that this is the way to go. Keep on trying to pour on that pressure on the Italians, and maybe you can wear them down slowly but surely. And I'm upset I missed the Zebra versus Stormers match. It looked like a good game. And there was, says BDG, I think it was the one last week, wasn't it? Because that's the thing, the games that I haven't been able to do the commentary for, I will end up watching on like my Sky or Spark subscription. Now that was almost a Welsh word, the rolling maul here. Going to be going forward. And they have been told to use it once again. Good defense from Italy at the rolling maul time. Rush defense there. It's going to be tapped forward. I believe it did go forward. Yes, it did. And they are going to be going back for the scrum. Lewis Rees-Sam, it could have been in the corner, but just a little mistake. Now he kicks it over. Almost smacks into an Italian player. I wonder what would happen if that had happened. Whether or not all of it would have broken loose. And details a favour. Google Casio Storico and Florento football. It's like land water polo with fist fights and now rules. And no rules, I believe that would be. Jeez, it's a bit fancy, isn't it? And also, you're asking for a timeout? No, Wales are allowed to win it, Fatty, in the sun. I feel like it's going to be, tensions will be running high. That's the thing. Games later on between Ireland and also Scotland, that will be a good one now. Another rolling maul here for Wales. It seems like, once again, Italy have just been able to shut it down. And Wales haven't been able to get it creeping forward, although this time now Dewey Lake looks like he might be breaking off the back now. Instead going to Davis. Halaholo goes back across. Now this is looking good out to Lewis Rees-Zammit, who's put the ball down. It was just a little bit too far out in front of him. And now it does mean that it is going to be the scrum feed. And also we have got there, when my DSTV is bugging out, my dad takes me to the gas station. And this is BDG, does your gas station have a camera? Or like, sorry, not a camera, a TV or something along those lines. I'm Irish, so if I'm awake for that game, look out. And there says Paddy Wagon, it sounds like I need to temporarily suspend your moderation and then bring it back for Ireland. Or no, not Ireland, for France versus England. Although that might be even more heated depending on the result of the previous one. Then I buy a few cups of coffee, says BDG. But handling errors, 2 against Wales, 1 against Italy. Currently quite a few players looking like they're warming up in the background of Scotland. It's due a big performance, I think. And they always love to play devil's advocate when it comes to the competition of the Six Nations. Like they beat France last year. Yeah, I Googled it. And I was like, there, Paddy, can I please have a timeout? I want to live on the edge for 300 seconds. Cheers. And then says Paddy Wagon. Oh, sorry, that was Jay. I feel like that smiley face seems so innocent, though. So I don't know whether or not he'd have like that kind of brutalness to be able to do so. You know? Like, that's the thing. I've only ever timed out like 3 people or something like that. Am I time? Are you sure, Jay? And there's this Paddy Wagon. I feel like this is a negotiation at this stage. It feels like we're in court. You guys are trying to find a settlement in between. Maybe you time him out for 100 seconds, and maybe that's all he needs. I don't know. So look at those Italian puffy pants. Those are cool in there, says Katie. I got new pants the other day. I know that this isn't really rugby related, but they are great. They're green as well, so they probably, I don't know whether or not you guys can see my leg. Can you see my leg? A little bit. It's kind of see-through, but they're very nice pants. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you guys that, but they're very good. They were cheap as well, but they were like on special, so I got them like 70% off. Just fun little fact while we're waiting for the scrum to go down. And I was like, tell us about your pants, says Katie Dixon. And also, yeah, come on, give it to me. And there's Jay, and also, as you wish, mate. There's Paddy Wagon now going off the back. It is going to be Halafihi. Good attack and run forward here for the Italians, currently sitting 15 metres out from the line. And that's a well-done job from Alan Wynne-Jones. Has it become a rolling? Well, no, it hasn't. He's trying to cause a little bit of disruption there. The breakdown 5 back to Garabisi. And there we go. That one's gone up and out. As I don't know nothing about rugby. We play only cricket. But I'm just here for you, love, to watch and listen. But I'm going to learn about rugby in there. Says Lower Jean. It is a fun game when you do get the hang of kind of like how it works. Everything along those lines. Oh, man, those are some nice pants. Oh, man, there goes Jay. Says Katie Dixon. Also, see you soon, Jay. Says Paddy Wagon. But currently they are Sean Polo Galbisi, sorry. Very talented man. Dewey Lake has to stand in the middle. It looks like everyone's closing the gap. I think him and Wayne Barnes, was it, on the touchline? Just didn't seem like they were quite getting along there, Dewey Lake. So we are happy you are here. And there says Lower Jen. Oh, sorry, says Katie to Lower Jen now. Backline movement, Dan Bigger. Off now, Lewis Rees-Zammit just puts on the speed. And the afterburners goes down, gets back up and goes again. 5 metres short of the line, just wasn't quite able to find that offload. Now it's the big man at number 3. Getting close to the line. He has been wrestled down just a metre short. This could be an advantage. No, it's not. Now Dan Bigger flinging the wide cutout pass. It's another handling error. The passing has not been accurate here. Oh, and Monty Ioane, he was going, but it was an initial offside of Lewis Rees-Zammit. Redemption in there. I would like to see Australia versus Japan. And it says BDG, and also we are happy you are here. I assume that's Australia versus Japan. Are we talking rugby or football? Because I believe they actually play each other in the football very soon. In fact, they may have already played. Depending on whether or not it is next week or this week that they do end up playing, I'm going to have a look on me thingy. And also the George emojis are Hamish as well. And Time Till Death is here. Welcome in. And also Ruby's easy run and smash. Pretty simple as on there. Yeah, it's all about physicality. And now that's physical from Dewey Lake. I think that was a massive mistake from Wales. And panic passing 0 out of 10. And then, yeah, it just didn't quite work for themselves there, unfortunately. Where is the next one that is being played? Oh, no, Australia versus Japan is in 4 days, 18 hours, and that will be taking place at 10 p.m. on Thursday night. Who knows? Maybe we could end up doing that game as well. I'd like to do a few more of the FIFA ones. And also, thanks, friends, says Lower Gen Arabia is not simple. Yeah, I guess the best way to learn it, I guess, is probably to simplify it down as best as you can in terms of the fact that I guess that's the other side of it. I don't know how well I explain it in terms of for the commentary side of it. Or on soccer is for Worcesters. I only watch rugby and cricket. And there says BDG. Currently now kicked him behind, and that one is going to be close to the touchline, but just stays in the field of play. And Johnny McNichol has got this one now from 40 metres out from his own line, kicks it high, and going for that hard box kick. It's going up, it's going down, and it's going to be a little knock on by the Welsh. And also, why are Wales not taking 3 points? I think they really feel that they do need to get themselves a few more points. And also, we have got their next Friday do Gloucester Rugby versus Worcester Rugby for the Gallagher English Premiership. And there says Harry, so which of those two teams are your one? I think it is, are you a Gloucester boy or a Worcester boy? Do let me know. So Louis, you're welcome, mate. And then also don't pass the ball forward and ask for forgiveness for everything else. The laws of rugby and bigger. We should be asking you, man. Says BDG, and rugby is so hard looking. And then Enzo is happy with how things are going in Gloucester. And there, so I assume you'd love to be able to see, I believe that is actually Lewis Rees-Sammet's side, isn't it? And he will be back there next week, I would think. More than likely. I'll just have a look on the Premier League, or not the Premier League, sorry, the Gallagher Premiership, and see if they're actually showing that game in New Zealand. Because I think that's one of the other problems is if they aren't showing games, I can't actually, I guess, find anywhere to do the commentary from. I think that's going to be kicked in behind now. It's close to the touchline. It's going out. Oh, it is on Sky Sport 1, I do see, for the Saturday morning. And Worcester got a nice one with Duan van der Merwe in there as well. So, yeah, it's going to be Lewis Rees-Sammet and Duan van der Merwe possibly on that same wing. And I enjoy watching Gloucester play. There's Katie Dixon there as well. So that is the Saturday morning game. So we'll see how we're going overall. Depending on whether or not the test match is finished by then, it should be either easy to get up at 8:45 or quite difficult. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But currently 24 minutes into this game in Italy, so have themselves a 6-0 lead. Very impressive from the Italians, but also I would argue pretty poor from Wales. So far, just haven't quite been able to find that momentum that they would have liked. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the pinned comment. It is for the Kiwi Lads Sport, where we will be doing plenty more in the future as well. And also, I ain't know what's happening to Leicester in there, or I don't know what happened to Leicester. I think they're just missing a few of their international players that really were the glue that holds them together. And also we have got the Italy 22 Wales 17 rugby analyst has a stroke and Squidge jumps off a bridge. Says Gareth there and go Italy, says Richard, and also welcome in, brother. Hope you're doing well today. There's Gary Jackson, and also afternoon all says Richard, but currently the rolling maul now for the Italians. They're trying to creep their way forward. I believe they're going to be told to use it. It's at the back now, and it will be available. I'm passing it out, and Garabisi has to run straight at Dan Bigger, who wasn't too happy with that, and cheers, Benny. I needed that. I feel much better now. And now I guess it's a little bit of time to, de-stress, isn't it? You don't have to worry about having to call people Muppets, which there are a few times that it is necessary. What was that? Okay, that was a Nashio Brexit kick. I thought that was a big four. That's a little knock on there. And also we have got there, did anyone see Javo get melted by the security guard tackle? I did. He got absolutely smashed. And that one, they've decided they're sick of him, so they're just going to keep on going now out the back line. Lewis Rees-Sammet, if anyone can keep up with that man, they're probably a rare breed to be able to do so. But currently, they've done nicely to shut him down. It was Lamaro, the captain, was able to stop him. Johnny McNichol. I couldn't say Johnny for some reason there. Offloaded back by Owen Watkins. Now Josh Navidi. Alan Wynne-Jones, ball on the outside of Josh Adams, looking for the step. He's done nicely, trying to break a couple tackles. It's looking good for Wales, though. This is probably their best go forward that they've had throughout this match so far. Tack and run by Dewey Lake. Passing it back across. Dan Bigger inside ball. Josh Adams. The good attack and run. Are getting closer and closer out to the 22 now. Johnny McNichol. No, it was Dan Bigger. Goes up the middle. They seem to be switching between fly half and fullback at this stage. For those two backline movement, Johnny McNichol involved with the step. And currently the Welsh crowd at the Principality get in behind them. That's an absolutely massive gap. And Owen Watkins goes straight through and scores the first try of the match for Wales. And that will give them the lead more than likely with a nice easy kick. And 54 people in here, only 17 lights come on. Boys, as well, says BDG. And that is a very nice try for the Welsh. We will go Wales try scorers. And we will put Owen Watkins in there at number 13, and that was in the 27th minute. He just went straight through. That gap was perfect. Dan Bigger set him up beautifully. Gave him the inside ball. In fact, it was actually Talupe Faletau who did find that pass. And also, all right, brother, I'm nursing a mold muscle in my back. That feels like an angry weasel, but I'm okay. And I was, I am great. How are you? And I love Joey so much. There's Scotty Dixon, and also we have got their try for the Wales. And that's one. And it's probably a bit overdue for them. They would have loved to be able to get that. The bastard didn't last, says BDG. Although the good thing about it is as long as it's not cooked, can last the full 80 minutes without going dry. Pasta starts dry, I just realised. Apparently, Italy making their way back up to the halfway line relatively slowly. We did see that I'm born for cricket, but it's so hard to reach the top. But I'm doing my best. I hope one day all my friends watching me in Pakistan national cricket team is Lamajana. Just make sure that you keep on working hard, mate. I'm sure if you've got that determination and the drive, like that always can. I mean, I'll say always can, but it is kind of a little bit of a 50-50 one as well. But normally passion outdrives skill if you just keep on going and going and going. We're actually going to be filming a video relatively soon with me bowling spin to my mum while she's in the net. And Hogan, Price, and Russell, we're out drinking again in a bar in Edinburgh. And there says Greg Galway. So are Hogan Price still playing today? I assume they are. For that one, I haven't actually had another look at the lineup since a little while ago, and also Lowajen go to New Zealand. And I'm so excited because Ireland will take it all today because it is reported in England that if England lose tonight, he will be sacked. There you go. So that will be a big moment. Eddie Jones will have to make sure that it does go well for him here. Definitely with all of the changes that he's made, but Johnny McNichol and also Gareth Davis getting this one only a few metres out from their own line here. Wales, they do fire the kick back downfield off the right. Taken nicely by the young fullback for Italy. Now back across to Garbisi. Puts the ball high. Monty Ioane trying to get after it. It's going to be an ugly challenge in the air. It's taken great, though, by Garbisi, who has been able to retain it. Now Monty Ioane trying to go straight through. Finds the offload back. Almost stolen. And Eddie Jones. And then Russi is a traitor. And this is BDG. That one is out. And also 07.6. It's going hard for Italy. Says Lowajen. It's a penalty to the Italians, though. And I assume more than likely they will take on the 3. That will give them the lead back that they did work so hard to be able to get for themselves. But I will also mention once that Sharks versus Zebra game does kick off, we will be covering, I guess, a little bit of that on the channel in terms of keeping you guys updated with the score while that one is taking place. But currently there's a few games that are about to take place in the world of rugby. I believe a top 14 game is just around the corner, I want to say, unless they're taking the whole week off. They might actually be taking the week off, similar to what we saw for... they actually have their next game on about Monday or Tuesday. No, they don't. It's in an hour and 30 minutes. And that will be the matchup that has taken place between Toulon and La Rochelle. And then on Monday morning, it will be Toulouse versus Montpellier. And if Rassi goes to England, I will eat Makazoli Mapimpi. And then, yeah, brother, I'm doing my best. And that is really because are they in a fight or they're not in the fight? And then also they're going to parade him through town and throw him into the sea. Hope he can swim, Eddie Jones. But yeah, that's the thing. As an English coach, it's always one of those ones, you're in the pressure cooker, and if you don't get results, people know the potential that England have got. If you can't do that, that is when you really struggle and can get sacked pretty quickly. That's gone over for Italy, and now the score will be 9 points to the Italians and 7 to Wales. So they haven't been able to get themselves any tries yet, but they are still taking the lead throughout this one. And no, brother, I'm happy in Pakistan, says Lowajen, but currently 32 minutes through this game, and Italy has given Wales the business. And then you will learn it will be, we will help you, mate. And they're going to sack the former Stormers coach. And there says BDG. Who's the former Stormers coach? Out of curiosity. Now, trying to get on the ball there for the Italians. Another penalty in favour. They're brilliant in the breakdown. And that one, it was actually, I believe, a Nicotera was able to get up for his side. And also they will send Eddie Jones back to Convict Island. And also Eddie Jones, is he? I never actually knew that he was an ex-Stormers coach because he's been around the world, hasn't he? He's coached in Japan. I didn't realize he had actually some South African coaching experience. Straight on the ball, though, for the Italians. And also, up the Italians. And also Convict Island is a great place. It is. It's got Uber Eats, which I feel like is all you ever need in anything. Like, we don't have Uber Eats here, and it's sad. I just want, to order pizza or something to my house, even if I don't really want food, just to see it arrive. I feel like that's half the fun, looking at the app and going, oh, it's about to make its way to my house. They actually did that to Isaac's house. I was like, hey, can I buy you a cheesecake? just so that I can see like the little map of it arriving. And then what he did was he hid behind his bed, and then we like saw the person come up there, and we were all hiding. Well, I wasn't actually there, but I was on the phone hiding. And yeah, then they dropped the food off, and it was great. And I was over there, but only for like a season and a bit. It's gone straight over, and now the Italians have got themselves a 5-point lead. These are all adding up here. And 3 Italy, says Richard, they have been able to add the extra 3 points, 12 points to 7 now. And this is dangerous for Wales, because if they keep on giving the Italians a chance, not only will they end up giving away plenty of penalties and plenty of points, but they could also end up with a card in the later stages of the match. Of course, not for that one, because that was just the not releasing one. You'd be pretty hard done by to get a penalty for not releasing. Who's the Italian kicker for this game? They have been switching between Padovani and also Garabisi, who has done a majority of them for this match. I believe he has done 3 compared to Padovani, who has just done the 1. One's gone out from Italy there, and also has he even missed, says Betty G. Nah, they've been switching between their kickers very nicely, and both of them have got them all over. And yeah, brother, you're right, but it's so hard for me, but I will try. And there's our, says Lava Jean. And worst comes to worst, if you don't know the rugby side of it, don't worry. We've still got plenty more cricket coming up in the future on this channel, and also the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is going to have the IPL. And also we have got the Hasgarabisi loses his mouth yet. And they're apparently back in the day, the winning team of Caliso Florentino received a purebred cow. Heck yeah. And then so you win a cow if you win a competition. That sounds fun, I guess. And now passing the ball back, Wales driving themselves forward once again here, about 35 metres out. Gareth Davis goes back across. Dan Bigger, first receiver. Lewis Rees-Zammit with a little bit of an overlap. Doesn't quite receive it though. Halaholo tries to get back to his feet. Doesn't quite manage to do so. They stand in front, but they can't kick it high enough. And there says Betty G now passing it out the back line. Rush defence. Monty Ioane just smacking into Adam Beard. Did he knock himself out in the process? No, he just got up. He was like, nah, it's fine. I am all right. And also, nice thinking, it tells me the Wales Rugby Board need a total overhaul. Now Lewis Rees-Zammit trying to go straight through. Tackled nicely, though. Still 40 metres out here. Gareth Davis goes back to Dan Bigger, going for the kick in behind, and now they're starting to play the territory game here for Wales. That tells you that they're feeling that pressure with the ball in hand. Are you watching on Netflix? Says Gareth there. That one. But Dan Bigger, it's a good kick for the touchline. Am I watching what on Netflix, brother? And they're currently 15 or so metres out. It will be the line out here. Italy need to make sure they get this one right, but they are trying to trap them inside of their own 22 here by the looks of it. Okay. Okay. I think the Italian hooker has got a sore shoulder. They are just getting a little bit of medical attention for him. The referee wasn't too happy about it. Dan Bigger also not too happy about it now. And the campaign went by so fast. Yeah, it's a shame that it's as short as it is. And also this would be huge for Italy. It sure would. If they were somehow able to get themselves a win over the Italians, be absolutely huge for them. And yep, says Betty. And also we have got there, I must have missed my message. I watch a show called Home Game. Goes deep into it and other bizarre sports. And sorry to any vegans watching, says Betty Wigan. Well, that one. Oh, sorry, that was actually Jay Hayes, and get some deep heat. He'll be fine and do Italy leapfrog Wales if they win. Not quite. They will get their first point, though, since 2018. And then before then, they hadn't received one till before 2016, I believe it was. So it's been a while since the Italians have been receiving consistent points. So it would be huge for them to receive more than just the one. Now firing it back. Garabisi kicks it downfield. It's a good clearing kick right next to the touchline. Lewis Rees-Zammit takes it nicely, though. Now fires it across to Johnny McNichol. 50 metres out on the halfway line. Now trying to step. It's a good low tackle on him. And now they are going to be wrestling him back down. I can't understand why Wales clubs and country has gone so fast, so bad. So bad, so fast. And I will win 300 if Italy I can get this. And then says Adele, how much money did you put on the Italians? I know that they were paying about $14 in New Zealand. And who did Italy get a point against in 2018? It was actually up against Scotland in the final game. I think it was 29-27. So a close game in that regard. But yeah, they haven't got themselves a win in the Six Nations in a very long time. Now Adam Baird does end up losing that ball. Kick downfield, and also many years of Parmesan and mozzarella before becoming roast. And that's a good clearance, I think was the word I was going for, but also kick at the same time. And Dan Bigger had scary kicking in 2018. That one's gone into touch. And now is going to be the line-out throw here for the Italians. And also, Ioane is down. That's not good. Or if he's down, that's a massive hit here for the Italians. Where is he? That's not Ioane. That's Halafihi. Also, 300K in there as well. So that would be good news for you if that was the case. But yeah, Halafihi's got a sore shoulder, I believe that was. Now going back across now and continuing to drive his way for 42 meters out here for them. I believe it was Halafihi anyway. Looks like Halafihi. Yeah, it is. The number 8. He's kind of like a solid version of Monty Ioane. Like they literally look very similar. That one, that's going to be a high kick. And it's taken the mark there. Johnny McNichol, and also has more World Cup experience. Peter O'Mahony or CJ Stunder. It's a good question because neither of them have been able to make it further than a quarterfinal. Or have they ever made it to a quarterfinal? Monty Ioane straight through the middle, back in his pace here, going on the outside. He's going to be dragged down though. Brilliant tackle on him. He had pure pace, but great defense on him. Offload on the outside here for the Italians. Padovani getting close, only 5 meters out from the line now. Keeping the ball on the field of play. It's bouncing out the side. The young halfback goes round. And now they are still going to be available. Oh, the ball's in touch though. And also, tell you what, that was close. And if Italy gets a try, it's game over in there, says Jack. And also, how many minutes left, brother? So at this stage for the first half, we have got another minute left. And then the second half, there will be another 40 minutes after that. It doesn't come on, and 22-17 to Italy, I'm saying it. And there says Gareth as well. But it looks like there's another injury here. So the thing is, Wales are trying to speed up this game so that they don't have to deal with the Italians being able to get themselves any more stamina. But then now it's Wales players, Gareth Davis, who's actually a little bit injured there. Okay, it's going to be a scrum feed here. Okay, it's a knock on first, but that was a brilliant run from Monty Ioane. He saw a gap, just went straight through it, and then from there, he went on the outside. That was brilliantly done by Thomas, I believe it was. Or in fact, it might have been Gareth Davis. He's just got half a touch in there. And also, I'm in Pakistan, so it's around $1,800, not much. And this is a deal. And also drop one, start one, and bid 2018, Sexton 2019 bigger or Prime Farrell. Ooh. Okay. Well, I know that a lot of people don't like Dan Bigger, sorry. They don't like Farrell. So I feel like if I want my team to have a slight crowd support system, we've got to have Farrell out of there, unfortunately. Oh, but then it's who do you want for the kicking side of it, don't you? That's tricky. Because if we were basing it off current times, I would probably go... I mean, Sexton's going all right at the moment. So I'll probably go... I don't know. That's very tricky. I wish you had thrown in like Garabisi or something like that so that I could have easily kind of taken one out. Or maybe like one of the other halfbacks, fly halves from around the world. Who's the Scottish one? Don't add Finn Russell in there. That will make it even harder. But now passing it back across, Garabisi goes for the cross kick here. It's gone extremely high. Monty Ioane getting a good jump. No, doesn't take it. The ball's gone down. And it almost was the try. Everyone's still going for the ball here. They're all fighting for it. A bigger start, Sexton bench. And then early other better side. This is Dan Bigger. And also, do you think there should be a transfer window for rugby like in soccer? It would be pretty cool to see if that was a question, or if that was the case, I should say there. And here's a question. Did people just like Andy Farrell when he was a player? Because lots of people don't like Owen Farrell. They seem to have the same attitude. Katie, it's a good question. Right, this might actually be going up to see whether or not this is a try here. Okay, on field decision, no try. Okay, they're just checking whether or not it is a legal challenge in the air from Monty Ioane. I've learned it's very hard to drink water and also continue talking. At the time, looking hard. But Italy going to win. Go Italy. And there. Okay, so they're saying there might be a flailing arm from Monty Ioane that might get themselves into trouble. Then from there, they were trying to put the ball down. Lewis Rees-Zammit slaps it out of the hands. And then from there... Whose hand is that? I think that was Josh Adams' hand. And also no try, says Richard, for that one. I can't wait for the World Cup next year. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. That is for sure. Okay, I believe this is going to be a no try for probably a knock-on. as the most likely result, I believe. And also Andy Farrell played leagues and the fans identified with him. And there says Gareth, just checking another grounding here for the Italians. Oh, no, there are people in the way. Get out of the way of the Welsh bench. We're not going to see it from that angle, but Monty Ioane went up for it. They're saying whether or not he did end up dragging it down. And also Josh Hand says, Richard, it did look like Josh Adams, didn't it? It's actually well done from him. Okay, they're going up. Oh, okay, he did grab the shoulder of Johnny McNichol. And at least Italy has gotten better as the tournament has progressed. That is true. They have been doing very nicely for themselves lately. Okay, it was pulled back, so they're going back for the initial penalty to Italy. So that will be an extra 3 points for them in penalty Wales. And there says Richard, wait, is it penalty Wales or penalty Italy? And also Ireland Prime too early for the 16th year. Okay, it is going to be the 5 meters out for Italy. And it does seem like they are going to be going for the possible 3. This will actually give them a very good 8-point lead going into the second half. If they do get it, I will make cupcakes for the entire chat if Italy win. And there says BDG, that sounds terrific. I like cupcakes. I remember our babysitter, like she used to do so much work in terms of like every like week or so, she'd just come around and she would have baked like 50 cupcakes just so that we could like decorate them and eat them. She was a good babysitter. Also my guitar teacher at one point. It was not Isaac though. I will mention Isaac was also my guitar teacher at a different point in my life. I did learn a little bit of guitar from him. I just wasn't very good. And also, do you watch F1? Isaac loves F1. That's probably the perfect transition to mention him. Now rolling more here for the Italians, getting closer. It's gone down and it's available at the back now. I'm actually quite surprised that they decided that they wanted to go for the corner there for Italy, and it has backfired. And now that will be halftime now in this match. It's 12 points to 7 going into halftime, and the Italians have got the lead. They are currently paying $5 to win this game, even though they are winning, I guess you could say there. As I always chase mine away, and there, wait, your babysitter? Oh, I never liked babysitters, PDG for that one, and also I had to leave. And our brother, it's 8 p.m. here in Pakistan, and prayer time. See you as soon as possible, so we will see you a little bit later on, mate. But currently now it's halftime. Sonia, I don't know why very much about league. And also, I apologize if this is offensive, but it seems like fighting is an actual basic element of league in there as well. They do like to get it involved. Definitely in old times, like State of Origin used to be absolutely brutal. Like people play money to see blood and conflict more than the actual gameplay. And as I says, Katie, also Wales getting the Julius Frontinus flashbacks. I've probably pronounced that terribly, haven't I? And also we have got their league is engrossing and exhausting to watch at the same time. And also just watch when he puts stuff so you don't end up spoiling, as I said, Betty Way, and I also can't wait for the Grand Prix tomorrow. And also rugby, but rugby has its own Conor McGregor. And this is BDG. But currently they're showing highlights of Italy versus England. That was from a little while ago. I'm going to slide down a little bit. We're comfy on the seat, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got 3 games of rugby, which is going to be absolutely awesome. This one, I guess you could call it, it's kind of like if you were to have a meal at a restaurant. For this one, you know, we're chilling out at the restaurant. I wore my nice pants, you know. Pants, they are nice. I mentioned them before. They're almost like cargo colored. And I'm surprised that my legs don't like disappear on the live stream. I'm going to put it up again and see if I can get my knee. No, they don't disappear, but pretty much they're like cargo pants. Got a zip down the bottom, about 6 pockets. I don't even have enough things to go in 6 pockets. I don't know what to, I got a phone and a wallet. That's about it. They just got so many, like the little zips down the bottom so I can adjust them. It's got a waist thing. Trying to get a brand deal with some pants. And also we've got there, I don't understand that guy. I assume that is Conor McGregor there. And I would like to see Jones get sacked. I would just make England flop and never win a World Cup again, says BDG there. It would be tricky for them, that is for sure, if they did end up getting rid of the Eddie of the Jones. But it's going to be one of those ones that I guess they'll do whatever they feel is best. And can this be a political alliance to limit the rumours of Italy leaving the tournament, says Alessandro. I don't think Wales are the type of side that would allow that. I think it's just a case of Wales have been a little bit poor on that first half, and Italy have been playing well. They've been taking their opportunities. They've got themselves a little bit more of a lead, and it seems like they are doing not too badly for themselves throughout this game, and they have been improving throughout the Six Nations. Put one candy in each. That's true. I don't have any candy. I wish I had candy. We're going to have to start the candy fund. / I could put a bucket hat in each of my pockets and just have it for every day of the week. Also, it looks like I'm a full minute ahead, says Richard. Yeah, I believe, somewhere around there, because I am on Sky Go here in New Zealand, which means I've probably got about a 40-second delay plus the 20 seconds of the live stream as well. And that guy. And there as well says Jack, or says Paddy for Jack. And there as well, and I was aware there, Connor likes talking tea. Talking tea, and McGregor is done. Jaw is class now, says Gareth for that one. Currently now the benches, I feel like they're both going to be extremely important for this matchup. They're both very strong, and also we have got there in the chat as well. It won't if Eddie is sacked. They will win the World Cup. So pray for the win tonight, says Richard. And also I know you're talking about me, says Lava Jean for that one. And in the chat, no, we were talking about Conor McGregor, the UFC fighter, for that one as well. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. No, it's all good. It's all good indeed. But currently, that was very quick. You're already back. It was very impressive for yourself. I'm currently looking through at the Six Nations table. Like I was mentioning, my restaurant analogy, I've worn my pants and then I got distracted by my pants. But pretty much, this is our entree. We sat down. You got a nice our garlic bread at the moment. We're about to move in to the main course, which is Ireland versus Scotland. That might be a tender ribeye or something along those lines, a Caesar salad, or maybe a head of lettuce for all you vegans out there. And then after that, we are going to be on to the dessert course where we're just eating cheesecake and chocolate cake till we blow up, and that is going to be France versus England, which will decide the Six Nations and decide on who gets to pay for the bill. Fingers crossed it's not us. And I was like, I'm sure there's no way to get a person's full personality from what they say on TV, but it seems that he just goes out of his way to be a complete jerk. And there as well. And also I've got there reply to what Gareth and also Conor McGregor as a flog. I wouldn't dare say that to his face though, says Jay. I was like, no, mate, you're all good, bro. Says Paddy Wagon in there. And me praying for England to win the World Cup. And no, you crazy man. And that's DJ. Says Paddy Wagon. I'm sure it wouldn't go too well, I wouldn't think, overall. And also I know I'm outbidden by a Muslim fighter. And there says Lava Jean in that one. But currently now we're getting closer and closer to the second half, getting back underway. We're currently sitting 4:07 a.m. here in New Zealand, or as I like to call it, lunchtime. I did have lunch just a bit before this live stream started. And the next live stream that we are starting will be starting at 5:30. So we've got about an hour and a half till that next one does get underway. Then we've got a bit more of a break till we get to the 9 a.m. game. So that will be about an hour and a bit or so that we will be getting to chill out after that one, where I should probably do something, but I don't know what I'll end up doing. I'll probably end up just chilling, and McGregor needs to get one or two warm-up fights, maybe a Michael Chandler or Masvidal, but he wants to fight Usman straight away. And there, as I says Jack, and also we have got there, and we have got there Nighthawk Might. Jay wouldn't as well. I like having teeth, and Connor is actually a nice man, but he's not fighting in the cage. People make him react badly. And there says Gareth as well. Well, that wasn't Gareth, that was Richard. I keep on mixing up the names. I think it's because the chat is going pretty quick, so it keeps on like shifting from one to the next. And then my brain just explodes overall. But currently, the last live stream will be finishing at 11. So we've got 7 more hours. I just realized when I put it into words of working out exactly when we started and when we're finishing, we've got another 7 hours till the end of the day. So we've got another maybe 5.5, 6 hours of live streams. And you earned 180 million last year. And sorry, Nighthawk. And there says Paddy Wagon, that one. But currently looking at the benches for these two sides. I will show them on the screen for you guys as well, so you do know exactly who I am talking about for this one. We will go here and we will click on that one. There we go. So these are the benches. We have got Bradley Roberts, Wyn Jones, Leon Brown, then also Will Rowlands, Ross Moriarty, alongside him, Kieran Hardy, Callum Sheedy, and Nick Tompkins. Just the lonely man down the bottom, and Watkin, the one try scorer for this matchup. Then, on the side of the Italians, they have got their Luca Bighi, also Traore, Pasquale, Sisi, Canoni, Stein, I think that's just Stein, isn't it? Bram Stein. And then Fusco and Zonon there as number 23. So some good potential replacements for both of these sides. I don't think we've had any subs as of yet in this match, which is great because normally we get a few head knocks by this stage as well. And also we've got there, that's good to know. Too bad the camera is only pointed at him when he's being a And also, come on, Italy, can't wait for the France-England game later, doing a live stream of that as well. If you want, I can come, or I can jump on to your stream for a review after the game. Says Rugby Itch, could be the case. It will be about, what time is it over there when that game finishes, Rugby Itch? Because I know it will be 11 a.m. here. So is that going to be an 11 p.m. finish for you guys, or is it a little bit earlier? Do you let me know I'm losing the fight to stay up? And also, Rugby Itch is here. I hope you are well, brother, says Katie Dixon. And also, but I want to watch and see if Italy win. Says Paddy Wagon. That's the thing. It's very hard to fight your eyelids. You know, as much as you want to, as soon as they go like that and you start going like this, like they become like the world's heaviest thing. Like people lift weights and they're not as difficult as trying to keep those eyelids open. Of course, me lifting like 5 kgs is like, oh, and I'm pulling my back out with that one. And 10 p.m. And this is Rugby Itch. And also, I'm going to order myself pizza if Italy win. And yeah, bro, I'm not allowed to eat pig. And I also love it, Katie. And it says, Richard, I would love pizza. And I have pizza, I think. So maybe it's a celebratory one. And then if England win it, I'll have to drink tea. And then it says BDG, what about if Ireland win? Are you just going to scull a whole heap of pints of Guinness? Or maybe some, I feel like it's all the stereotypical stuff, isn't it? Maybe a potato, something along those lines, some chips. I wouldn't mind some chips. This one, England, if they win, you could have fish and chips. So maybe you just got to wait. If Ireland win, you have chips. If England win, you have fish. And then if Italy win, you can have a pizza. So you can have pizza, fish, and chips. That sounds like a great meal to me. Definitely for 10 p.m. at night. And also, I kind of want to have some tea. I'll be right back. Yo, says Katie Dixon, and if England win, I'll have to drink tea. I just realized I read that one, didn't I? But currently at halftime, still only the 5 points difference between these two sides. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We have got plenty more of, I was going to say the Six Nations coming up, but we've only got 2 more. And also, how was the Munster episode? And it says Mimania. It's very close for that one. And do you think Munster ran out of steam against the Lions today? It just seemed to go wrong for them in the last little while, didn't it? But the Lions, they have been able to get themselves another win, and now they move themselves up quite nicely in the URC table. And no, did Lions win? And there they did. They won 23 points to 21, I believe it was, in an incredibly close game. But we've got the game tomorrow night between the Stormers and Cardiff. We will be covering that on the channel alongside, I mean, we've got plenty more coming up. We've got the cricket, we've got the rugby, we've got rugby league football, also on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. Be sure to check that out. Niles Lions nailed them. There seems Mimanair. So luck in there, says BDG. And also, hi, Kiwi, says Ryan. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. First of 3 Six Nations fixtures. Like I mentioned at the very start of the live stream, we had Super Rugby, 3 matches back to back to back. And now it's kind of our equivalent of that little break that we got of about an hour. That is going to be our halftime change sides. And now we're ready to go for the Six Nations, 3 back-to-back games. My voice isn't actually doing absolutely terrible. And also, Australia versus Bucky, another boring draw. I've got my fingers crossed, though. We're going to add the bucket hats. You what, Jay? They aren't losing if we wear this one for the whole one, surely. Surely they can do it. What's the backlash like at the moment in Australia, Jay? Because we don't really get a huge amount of it since we're in New Zealand. Have people turned against Cummins? Is he like taking all of the brunt of the blame? Or are they just kind of forgetting about it and being like, that wasn't ideal, but we don't really care? And I was like, you stupid Lions, Brad. Pride is dead, and I'm missing loads of messages now, and Lions haven't won a trophy since 2015. Who knows? Maybe. I know of a Sebastian who did put like a cheeky bet on them at the start of the season when they were paying plenty. And where's Mr. Gramar? And there, speaking of Sebastian, I think he was feeling a bit under the weather a bit earlier on. So whether or not he does show up for this one, he probably won't be here for this game. He might tune in for the next one or the game after that between England and France, I would think. Do you have to be, or do you have the under-20 rugby over there? A little bit overall, not really, I guess, to the same extent. Like we don't have an under-20 Super Rugby competition or anything along those lines, or under-20 Bledisloe or anything like that. I think we've got an under-20 Super Rugby that does take place for like about 4 teams in New Zealand or something like that, though, but not like a full-size competition. Also, surely Swepson has dropped. Yeah, he's got to be. Unfortunately, like, yes, you can get Bubba Razam in the first innings, but you cannot get away with like going for 150 runs and not getting a wicket. As I'm not too sure, mate. I haven't bothered checking, to be honest. I know a lot of people are pissed at Cummins for his captaincy decisions, although I still feel like it's not completely him. I feel like there's someone in his ear who was telling him. We came up with this whole master plan, like kind of fancy, and we were saying that maybe the whole time it was just in the brain of Steve Smith trying to get the captaincy back for himself, so he's just setting Pat Cummins up to fail, but it's probably not the case. To be honest, I would have taken Zampa over Swepson, or Ashton Agar. I believe he is over there at the moment as well, and Edwell van der Merwe hasn't even scored a try for the Lions yet. A big flop, as I says BDG, although he might have scored in the game today, if I'm not wrong. And also, but man, what has happened to Munster? I think it's just a case of the altitude combined with the fact that they are missing a few of their players that they normally would like to have. Like, that's not an excuse for them. That's just, I guess, what I believe is the case for them. Like, when they do get back after the Six Nations, I think they will be strong once again. But yeah, they're not having a fun time in South Africa, that is for sure. And also, Ireland are going for the Grand Slam tomorrow, up against the Scotland under-20s tomorrow. And there, Edwell did a Lomu today, says Mimania. Yeah, I thought I saw him scoring a try down the wing. And that match facts only, where is he? Yeah, Edwell van der Merwe scored in the 32nd minute for himself, and that was actually the first try of the match. Although, but currently now Wales, they have got quite a strong supporter, and also showing the Ireland game. Fingers crossed, says Ian and Bernie there. So we are going to be doing our live commentary for it. Unfortunately, we're unable to show any match footage or audio just because YouTube take us down straight away. But I do apologize for that. But instead, we will be doing the commentary. So yeah, if you can't find any other option, I guess it is slightly the next best thing. But then the Six Nations YouTube channel will have the highlights of the game straight after for yourself if you do want to check it out. And Stormers and Sharks are the only one who hasn't beat Munster in there. Munster are down 9 players. So they will be back, no worries, says Richard. And also Bottas is faster, or was faster than Hamilton. And there says Jack, but now kicking off the second half for the Italians from the halfway line, it will be once again Garabisi. 5 points difference between Italy and Wales currently. And this is certainly a great opportunity for Italy to really prove themselves at Six Nations level. 40 minutes left to work here, but I assume Wales will speed up definitely once they make their subs. 25 metres out, and Gareth Davis once again rolling this ball back for the box kick. F1 alongside, or as long as Hamilton loses, I'm happy. And also down 9 players. There's Mimanea, and also Hamish go by DSTV. I think get permission to show on YouTube. There's his BDG. I think they pay a lot of money for those ones. And now around the side here once again. Very nicely done on the halfway line. That looked like it was Dan Bigger with a bit of an ankle injury. And also Jack Connock. And this is BDG, but that one has gone into touch now from Garabisi. But I believe it was almost down on the full. Yes, it was. Dylan Lewis, he's been taken off the field here, and that is for Leon Brown. And also, no, that's the only sub that they've made so far. And what tier 2 team against you becoming a major threat? I think I quite enjoy watching Romania, just because, like, Romania, we have got Sebastian from Romania, and I feel like them alongside, I think Spain are an up-and-coming nation as well a little bit. Just from their sevens like play that we've seen, they do look pretty impressive in that regard. I don't even know if they're considered tier 2. They might even be tier 3 there for the Spanish, but now down low with that tackle looking to the short side here. Looking for the draw and pass. It's well done by Johnny McNichol to be able to hang on to that ball, but 50 metres out now from the Italian line. And currently straight on the ball. It's an advantage there to the Italians. They could have had an easy 3 points, but instead the referee says play on. And Padovani now getting close to the touchline, still continuing to drive the way forward. Come on. It's a Ryan there, says Colm. Passing it back across. It was the number 1 for Shetty, who was just shut down pretty quickly, but now around the side, it's the lock. And this is looking good here for Italy. And Wayne Pivac's last game. I mean, I know a lot of Welsh supporters, although that's the penalty, so it's not over yet. But I know a lot of Welsh supporters will not be happy if Wales do end up losing to Italy here, and it will affect them big time on the world rankings as well. Surprisingly, Italy leading. And also we have got there losing the Lions is not acceptable. And there says BDG into that one as well. But now it is going to be kicked into touch. It's a good clearing kick for Wales. And now 40 metres out from the line. Was a big tackle there on, I believe there was Pettinelli, and then straight over the ball, Josh Navidi and Romania versus Italy in there. That would be an interesting game, but I think Italy would still take it. Overall, it's like Italy versus Georgia. I believe Italy would still win that one. And the Aussie is out, Daniel Ricciardo is out. And this is Jack. Currently now the coverage is playing up a little bit here in New Zealand. Hopefully they can sort that out before it kind of disappears. That was not very straight at all from Wales, but they are going to be playing on just for now, I should say. I keep on listening to the Welsh commentators in my eardrums, and I keep on almost turning Welsh, which is very tough to do. Dan Bigger now almost stolen there for Italy. The breakdown, Halafihi unable to turn it over. Around the side, trying to get back up. It was number 1, Gareth Thomas. Now Bigger. Short ball there to Alan Wynne-Jones. Okay, he was able to get out of there. Very nicely done by, I believe that was Federico Rusa. Now stepping through, Halaholo dragged down nicely. Okay, looking for the penalty play on is the call from the referees. So they said that Wales are trying to milk it a little bit there. Now Dewey Lake up to the halfway line. Halafihi unable to get the turnover. Now Dan Bigger has to put it up high. I wish New Zealand teams would not only play Super Rugby, but come to the overseas comp. It would be quite cool to see them in the Champions Cup. And Spain are 15th in the rankings now, win over Georgia, with them knocking on Fiji's door. And I think they actually had a very close game with Fiji, didn't they, Spain, in recent history? And also, actually, Georgia had a close game with Fiji as well, having a draw on that one. And also, who do you think will win tomorrow? And I do see that Bangladesh won their first one, so perhaps using that momentum, they will be able to get themselves another one. But I think more than likely you're going to see South Africa get the job done. And Jack is a kicker, maybe, but in general, no. In Bangladesh and South Africa, 2 IDI. Says it was there from Ryan Hamilton, P10. Says Jack, I'll be honest, I have no idea about Formula One. Isaac would be loving this chat, though. West Indies 4 for 333, another boring draws. Yeah, they're probably actually going closer to the draw than the Pakistan versus Australia game. Little bit juggly. Watkin looked very flat to Dan Bigger, but currently now 35 out from the line. It's stolen there by Fiji. The Fiji aren't playing. Italy have got the ball, and now they have been able to steal it nicely. Now going out the back line here, Fischetti, but a draw and pass, Halafihi now out to Monty Ioane, does the chip and chase. He has been able to stay on his feet as well. The ball sits up beautifully for him. He's going to back his pace, and Monty Ioane, he has gone out. He should have passed. He should have passed. It would have been an easy try for his teammate, but Monty Ioane got greedy. He said, oh, I like the look of that try line. And he has blown it, and he knows it. He had the man with him. Josh Adams did absolutely brilliantly there, but it was the counter ruck from Italy. All he needed was to pass that ball, and damn it, Greedy Pig says Mimania there. Yeah, it was there for the try in there, and it just didn't work out. Wales defense, Josh Adams, yeah, brilliantly done by Josh Adams. We can't take anything away from that man, but you would have to say that Monty Ioane, definitely with the fact that he had the support man, should have just passed it off to him. It would have been an easy 2-on-1 in for the try, and Italy would have themselves a bit more of a lead, but now going for the grubber. It's gone straight out, about 25 metres out. In fact, 30 metres out from Wales line, so not the best one there. Oh, mamma mia, angry hand emotions. And as I says, Gareth, and I'm Irish, take off the Irish glasses. Alea Carter is the best fly half of all time. And then says Coleman, also Carter is clear of Sexton. And Ioane has scary acceleration. He does, but he had a man on his inside. So if he had a scary pass as well, that would be where he is able to really shine for Italy. And also there the Irish flag from Brian Keane. And, of course, we are doing the Ireland versus Scotland game after this one. That's going to be a good match. If Ireland win that, they will be sitting first in the Six Nations. And then we have to wait and see who wins up against France and who wins up against England. That's the same game as well, I should mention. But Halaholo now going off the field. I believe that will be more than likely Nick Tompkins. Yes, it is. Has made his way out there. I think only 3. There's BDT and also Chicken Wing. And then Ioane must be from Tuscany. And there's Gareth. And also, I'm joking, lad, says Jack. Well, that one, best wing's a hard one. I mean, I know a lot of people would say John Olomu, Brian Habana, also right up there. Who else could you go with? There are a lot of good wingers from like history that I am trying to think of. And Lomu, Campese as well. Campese definitely right up there. 3 is Colby, 2 is Habana, and 1 is Lomu. And then Savia was very good in the Rugby World Cup 2015, taken very nicely by Paravani, wrestled down to the ground by Wales. Josh Adams trying to go for a counter ruck. Hasn't quite worked out, though. Still available here for the Italians. They have still got themselves a 5-point lead here. Counter ruck there from the Welsh and Alan Wynne-Jones. And I think they're just getting frustrated that they haven't been able to keep this ball for as long as they'd like to. Julian Savia. And there says Jack. Ball's going up high. Who lines it up? Taken beautifully by Gareth Davis. Italy trying to get in there. Turn it over. It is popping out the back. No, it's not. It's a penalty against him. Billy Burns has to be in the GOAT talk And there is us, says Jack Cooney. That one, they did say it just wasn't quite out the back. It has to be, I believe, outside of the foot out the back of the breakdown to be considered as free play. And where do you rank Earls and all-time Ireland players, says Jack. So that's, of course, Keith Earls, isn't it? That we are talking as that ball not out. Wales all overran. And there says Richard. Yeah, they just seem... Yeah, see, that for me is about 2 foot behind the ruck. And it was more of the case of Wales pushing their way straight over that popped it out the back. So you'd have to wonder whether or not it was more of that ball security side. Oh, Jack, you drunk again. There says Colin for that one. I know it's the best youngster in the world right now. Best youngster, I mean, for New Zealand, it's definitely Will Jordan. For Australia, it's probably Andrew Callaway. And then if you're looking for, like, Ireland, who would you go for Ireland? I mean, I really like what Caelan Doris is doing currently, although I don't know whether or not he is that young. I think he is. I think he's still only recently out of the under-20s. Double blow on the whistle. And Caleb, Ralph Goat, and who the youngsters now are trash in there. And also we have got their weight. How old is Dupont? I don't think he's that old, so I guess he might fall under that category of the youngsters. So that's the thing. Anything under like 27, I find, is considered as quite young. Dan Bigger going forward. He's 23. Okay, so he is definitely a youngster, only just a little bit older than me. For Antoine Dupont. And Intermac for the youngsters, says Gareth there as well. Looks like Dan Bigger, he's going to be staying down, almost run over the top of by his teammates here. Gareth Davis goes back across now. Nick Tompkins with a nice step. Well done by the referee, just having to jump over an Italian player. Currently running it straight sideways. Lewis Rees-Zammit straightening and smashed. And the tackle of it was Bertinelli. But Dan Bigger's still down. This looks like a relatively serious injury here for himself. And Finn Smith is pretty good in there as well. And I guess Marcus Smith, we should probably mention him. McKeefield all the way, says Ian and Bernie. That one now flat ball. Johnny McNichol doing nicely to keep the ball alive here. Oh, and Watkin trying to get on the ball here for the Italians. Up to 9 phases here. Alan Wynne Jones finds the offload nicely taken. Only in one hand there for big Seb Davis. Dan Bigger, it looks like it's a relatively serious injury. They're getting a little bit too close to him here, so they'll have to be careful that it doesn't get blown back. I know Ruben Love right now, they have said it's too close to Dan Bigger, and it's going to be the scrum in favour of the Welsh. And also we've got there, Smith is good, but he's not the best. An unbelievable tackle. Josh Adams try saving, says Dan Bigger, exactly right. And he's the only one who could save England's so says Betty Jean. Also, come on, you get to choose Smith or Intermac. Don't say you'll choose Smith, says Gareth. Jeez. Like, that's the thing. I'd love to have a team of, like, world-class players. What happens to Dan Bigger? Does he just get squished? I think he might have just got squished. He looks all right. And now Ross Moriarty making his way out there. And also, why don't we have a European Rugby Championship qualifying and 8 teams in the finals in one country? It'd be much better. TV money, I guess, stops it as well, says Brian. European Rugby Championship, that would be pretty awesome. So I guess qualifying in the 8 teams. So you're probably looking at the 6 nation sides plus maybe Georgia and then someone else who qualifies, maybe Spain. Someone along those sides. I would watch it. But I feel like I'd watch a game between Papua New Guinea and Thailand if they played rugby. So I'm probably not the best example. Wonder if that game's ever taken place. Not that I can remember anyway. Also, it's the ERC. So that is the European Rugby Championship, I believe that is. Or the European Champions Cup, I assume, and yes, it be as on there. Because they did the Autumn Internationals or the Autumn Nations Cup, and I quite enjoyed it, having Fiji up there alongside Georgia, and I think also Ruas, they can break through. Yeah, Ifan Ruas, very good player, and Wales are rudderless at that stage. Josh Adams looks like he wants a cross kick here. I would give Josh Adams what he wants, because he did very nicely. Ruas has taken it easy, and there's our... Because Josh Adams, he made a try-saving tackle at the other end of the field to even pick Jalabur over Smith, all around the same age. Says it was Gareth there. Ball's going to be available now for them. Ben, a big old push. Italy on the back foot. Now it's the advantage to Wales. Still waiting for it. They've still got the advantage, and now it's going back for the initial penalties. However, it is a new talking point of joining the Six Nations, says Com, although I believe it was it South Africa who actually turned that down? They were like, nah, we aren't doing it at that stage, because I think they have to choose between the Rugby Championship and the Six Nations, and they decided to stick with the Rugby Championship. A kicking for the corner. No way, Italy ahead, says LB. They sure are. And currently, we are just in 50 minutes through this game. Isn't it great when you fart and then your pants fit better, says Katie. Well, I guess that is the case. Speaking of pants, have you guys seen mine? These ones are great. I'm not very flexible. That actually hurt. think I pulled a hamstring. But as a Stormers fan, I don't think Ruas will break through at us. And also Bolter vibes. There's Miminia, but now 5 metres out here. It's going to be the rolling maul here for the Welsh. They are sitting very nicely for themselves here. Looks like Italy are doing very nicely with the rolling maul defence, though. It's going straight sideways, and they are unable to get themselves any more meters. Now it's starting to move forward just a tad more. Gareth Thomas, he wants it. Currently now still waiting for it, breaking off the back. Dewey Lake goes down and scores the time. How thick is that methane? And then I hope you didn't leave skid marks, Katie. And also a European Championship every 2 years, qualifying the year before. There's plenty of time for the autumn internationals. I'm sick of the Six Nations. Give us the Rugby Euros. There's Brian. I'd love to see it. Like, even if it's, like, if they go, oh, we've already got the Six Nations, so we don't want to have those teams playing again. Even if it was some sort of, like, smaller competition, like, because they've currently got it with Georgia, Romania, etc., but we can't actually watch those games in New Zealand very easily at all. So make it more accessible. Include all of those sides, and then the best side of that gets to challenge the worst side from the Six Nations or something like that. Just add something to add some sort of tier system to it, you know, one of those. Also, they were looking at a Club World Cup, but I went by the wayside for some reason. And also, we have got the, I'd like to see the Cookie Soccer boys play rugby, and also, and they dumped the Six Nations, says Brian King. That one has gone over, so now Wales have got themselves a bit more of a lead, 14 points to 12, and now this is looking a little bit more likely for the score that people would have been expecting, although you probably got to double the points here. More than likely. Double the points, 28 or so, and also some of the Tier 2 games are live on YouTube, to be honest. And this is LB. They're on the World Rugby YouTube channel, aren't they? So hopefully they can keep on, I guess, promoting them in that regard, because I like the fact that the sevens are all on there. But for us in New Zealand, I know that we can't watch the sevens due to us having a broadcaster. So that kind of determines it a little bit as well. In terms of whereabouts you can watch the games. That's about 3 subs being made by the Italians by the looks of it. So we're going to scroll back down. We're going to have a look at who those men are. We're looking for a bald head. I believe that's Luca Biggie. He's made his way out onto the field. Yes, it is. We'll put that there. And also, when she's on, what? Don't know whether or not I can read that one overall. But now 22 meters out here. And it is going to be Gareth Davis, who will once again be rolling this one back. That is going to be kicked up high. It's a good kick. Clearing down the middle of the field, 40 metres out from the line. How much money does Six Nations make? I got to have to convince the powers that be to abandon that cash flow. Good luck as well. And also, who's the number 8 for Wales? He is huge. So that would be number 8. It is Talupe Falatau at this stage. He's a beast of an individual. He's just recently come back from injury, but he was on the British and Irish Lions tour and certainly is strong. For Italy, they have got Halafi, who is also built like a brick building, I guess you could say. There is another saying that involves bricks, but I decided I wouldn't use it in this situation. Currently 40 metres out now. And also, Richard, it's Miart as on there. And also, we've got the year. Here's a Paddy Wagon to Katie Dixon, but now going to be kicking it in behind here. Nicely taken. Just out from his own line here. There's going to be a Capulso. Let's kick it way back down the field. Taken nicely by Johnny McNichol. He's been busy at the back. He's had to be all over the place. Falatau, you have a good, strong Welshman. And there's Gareth. Now Montijoani decides that he wants to try and pierce the gap. He's going to be dragged down by Ross Moriarty there. There's another big man, and also he's built like a brick. That is the one. Also raises Six Nations to 8 teams. 2 groups of 4 with top 2 from each group going into the semis. And then 2 in the final, bringing 2 from the lowest tier. That's my rant over. Come on, Italy, says Brian. And this one, at the moment, Italy, they've got this ball on the halfway line here. Going to be protected nicely by themselves. I believe that was Makar Zanon, who is out there on the field currently. And like I mentioned, we've still got 2 more games, Brian, then add Japan and Tonga, or Japan and Fiji could be a good option, seeing as they do want to try and make their way into the Rugby Championship. That's going to be stolen nicely by Dewey Lake. He's had his knees taken out from underneath him, though. Now going back across field. Moriarty goes off to, it was Nick Tompkins, sees the space in behind Lewis Rees-Sammer, chasing this one out. It's a foot race between him and Montijoani. The 2 Italians jump on the ball, trying to keep this one alive, and it looks like they have been able to do so. Now it's a counter-attack here for Montijoani. Please pass the ball. He is, and look at the space it's opening up now. Lamaro kicks it in behind. That was the number 7 for that one there. Now nicely done. And well done from big to Lupe Faletau to protect it. What a kick as well, says Richard. That is true, and it's a penalty to the Italians. Just a couple meters out now. Fiji can stay in the sevens. And there's Six Nations, leave alone. That's a fixing what isn't broken. Super Rugby already been screwed up, says Gareth there. And also, that's a very good idea, says Katie Dixon. That one as well. But sealing off is the penalty. And now Italy will be taking on the 3 points, I would think. They are taking the shot for that one. A thumbs up. And also, we have got the Italian flags from Gareth. They kept the ball alive. They went about 90 meters there for the Italians. Lamaro, the number 7, kicking it. Very nicely done. And Paddy Wagon, white time him out. Or white time out to him, says BDG. Paddy enjoys power. I guess is the best way of putting it. Oh, there we have got there. Whoops. And there says Gareth. Oh, that one as well. But currently now straight out in front. Italy are going to have a good opportunity to be able to take the lead back here, which would be huge for them because the fact that they've kept on switching between leading, not leading, and now leading, very nicely done, and that will make the score now 15 points to the Italians, 14 to Wales, and it looks like Italy have got quite a strong supporter base here. We've got a lot of people dressed as Mario, a lot of people dressed as Luigi as well. And also we have got there, they've already tried that. And there's also Betty Wagon freaking on my speech. Saxon will come in. This is scary. Yeah, that was an interesting live stream, wasn't it? I was like, when Betty says that Brian for that one going to be taken very nicely there by the number 6. And also you want one to, we can't just go around timing out everyone, Betty. It's not really the idea of the moderator system. But now 25 meters out from the line now. I was like, no, I'm fine, thanks. And there's BDG. See, that was very polite, wasn't it? Now they have got the opportunity to kick this one high by the looks of it. Going to be rolling it back. Does put up the box kick. Going to be contestable here, going up for it. No one got onto it. Johnny McNichol, in fact, to hit his foot. Now Italy straight back on the ball. I believe that's got to be almost, yes, it is the penalty to Italy. Tell you what, that's impressive. Every time he gets in a breakdown, their number 1 here, Fischetti, he just wins the penalty for himself, which is extremely impressive. Danilo Fischetti is now keeping his side in the game, and Italy now have the chance to kick for the touchline. And also, ever watched Squidge's Rugby Stuff Lad? And there's his comment. I have seen a few of them in the past as well. And also, don't be soft. Set the toe out. Why not? Says Betty there as well. That one hasn't found touch from Italy. That's not what they wanted in that situation, of course. But now Wales, they didn't find touch. So it's just a battle of who can kick the ball just a little bit too straight. And do you have a crabby Paddy Wagon? And there says BDG. Interesting question there. And now firing it back once again here now. Continuing to drive their way forward. And currently 40 meters out from their own line here. Italy will be going for their box kick once again in the form of Caelan Brayley. And also we've got there, Brian, do you know the song, Paddy? If so, here is my idea again to make a rugby song out of it. And also we've got there, he's a Italian stuntman. No idea who he was, sorry. Is he in anything big? And also we've got, wait, Paddy, time me out, big boy, I'm ready to go dark for another 300 seconds. Cheers, says Jay. I feel like, Jay, your fingers must just be getting tired. Or also you're just like, this is easier than typing. I can just not have to write anything. I'm now 30 meters out here from their own line here. Wales, that's joining the ruck slightly incorrectly. He's actually joined it from the Wales side there, the Italian and Brayley. That was shocking, says Jack. Wasn't his best kick, that is for sure. Now goes high. Taken almost by Paravani, who does manage to somehow keep it going backwards. Now picked up by Ross Moriarty, though. And now Wales have got this ball back 40 meters out from the line. Buongiorno, Katie. There was a little knock on there on the ground, though. And I believe it will be, once again, a little knock on. Also, we got timeout finishes now. And there, and also there's a bit too deep for us. There's Mimania there. Currently, the power game for Italy, their defense, they've made 116 tackles. They've only missed 9. That is actually very, very strong for them. Alan Wynne-Jones is back there. Says Jackie is indeed. And he will be excited to have some more minutes under his belt and have a rest. And there's Betty Wagon for that one. But Wynne-Jones now coming onto the field. That is for Alan Wynne-Jones. Okay, that's not quite the sub that they would have been thinking. Now, Alan Wynne-Jones, he is fired up. But Will Rowland's, in fact, replacing him and timing out. on restricted mode. And there says Katie Dixon, and also broke my thumb for a second time this year. And there, it's not ideal. Because I guess, so it would be same thumb, wouldn't it? See, that's the thing. I've never broken a bone, and I'm happy about that. But then I hate the fact that one day I probably will. And I don't know how I'll react, because I feel like I'll just end up probably looking at it and just completely freaking out. And also we've got the Alan Jim Bones. And there says Katie Dixon, and he certainly made a steal at the moment, Alan Jones. Yes, he breaks down, but then they put a little bit of oil on those joints, and he's all loosey-goosey, ready to go for another game for the Welsh. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Currently 60 minutes gone in this game, 20 minutes left. And then we have got our next live stream starting in only 50 minutes time. That will be the matchup taking place between Ireland and Scotland. And that game will be determining whether or not Ireland can win the Six Nations. If Scotland win it, that will ruin all opportunity. I don't know what happened there. Head on head, or I'll free kick you. I feel like that was a weird way of wording it for the referee, but pretty much he just wants to kick one of the front rowers in the face. See how that goes for him. And also, I've never broken a bone until basketball. Broke my elbow, ribs, and thumb twice. There says, Jack, sounds like you're playing a brutal game of basketball, mate. Well, that one. Although, I guess it's one of those ones, limbs can go flying, can't they? And also, I played a cup final with broken ribs, which made it worse as well, says Jack. Callum Sheedy also out on the field now for the Welsh, but currently on the halfway line. Marco Zanon on short side there. That was a not best pass, but it's another penalty to Italy. Never back on side. And they are just getting themselves in a bit more trouble here for the Welsh, and also a bit rough from the ref. And there says Betty Wagon. Yeah, I guess if you're telling players you're going to kick them in the head, it'll certainly make them probably scrummage a bit better. They want the shot, and it's going to be Paravani now from 50, probably 54 out on the angle here. He did get plenty on the last one that he had. Italy, they haven't been able to score themselves any tries as of yet, but still ticking over quite nicely. That's the thing. If Wales get themselves 4 tries and they get the bonus point win, they will actually be above of Scotland and Wales, or Scotland and England, in fact, at this point in time in the Six Nations. But for our next live stream, we'll already have the updated table for you guys to know exactly how everyone is sitting. And Jack, are you a Curie man? And there as well. And let's go, Italy, says Patty Wagon. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is the pinned comment up in the chat, as we have got plenty more videos coming on that channel in the future as well. But Paravani from 53 out, the longest kick of the night, or afternoon, I guess you could call it. It's night time for me, 4:45. And Patty, he's a man. If he don't ban you, no one can. Geez, that's missed by a long way. And let's Italy go. And there as well. There's Mimania there. But yeah, he did put it in the end. Go Italy, so it would be squeezed in the middle of that one with the little hyphen there. Or not the hyphen, sorry, the little asterisk. That one, but currently that is a missed kick for Paravani. And also we've got that, is he a Curie man? And there says Brian, what is a Curie man? I feel like, am I just saying a very offensive term? I hope that it's not. And if it is, I do apologize, because I have no idea what it is, which is probably why I shouldn't read it out. Turnover is good here for Wales. Now Josh Adams trying to pierce his way through. Almost on it there for Italy. No, he's not allowed to go for it. Marco Zanon. And a man from Curie. Where is Curie? Is Curie somewhere in Ireland? Maybe. Don't know. Or Wales, I guess. That's gone over the head. It's going to be Lewis Rees-Zammit. So not gone into touch. And we are going to yawn just a little bit while we are at it. And we went over the head of Lewis Rees-Zammit. It bounced awkwardly, and also Ireland. And there says Katie Dixon. Who's that guy? Why does he look familiar? I think it was Kieran Hardy. Or actually, no, sorry, that would have been Callum Sheedy. And there it is, but it's hilarious. And there says Colm. That one as well. But now, Bramstein making his way out onto the field. And also Halafi, he is off, and that will be for Kanoni. He's made his way out there. I see you play with Tigers, says Richard. I have no idea. But now currently on the halfway line here for Italy. Driving forward nicely, Lamaro. Cheers, Betty. I feel refreshed now for the last 15 minutes, says J. Hayes. Now firing across. And also, what a team, says Brian. They are now going short side here, and they just seem to be putting together some very nice phases here for Italy. They don't seem to be in any rush at all to be able to finish off this game. And any extra points that they can get for themselves are absolutely crucial for them throughout this one. Rolling the ball back, it was the youngster. Instead of going across, they decide to go for the box kick instead. It was Garabesi going up for the ball. He doesn't take it cleanly there for Johnny McNichol. They say it goes backwards, though. Now Josh Adams kicks it down the middle of the field, taking it just outside of his own 22 here, the fullback for Italy. Now across the Garabesi, looks for the 50-22. Instead, just kicks it down to Lewis Rees-Zammit. Got a long boot on him. The crowd were egging him on to try and go for the run. Instead, kicks it back downfield, and they do take the mark there for Italy. No pressure on him. I think they're willing to just let a little bit more time. Okay, come on now is what the referee has said. They want him to hurry up here. So he was willing to take the mark just to use up a little bit more time, I guess you could say. And also we have got there, I'm watching on Amazon Prime. I'm 30 seconds behind, says Brian there. So hopefully I'm not spoiling too much for you. But if that is the case, I do recommend pausing me for a little bit of time so that I'm not really giving you all of the spoilers that are ahead. So I'm currently sitting 65 minutes and 17 seconds now. So if you do want to try and sync that up, it's probably relatively tricky to do, though, in that regard. But currently now just outside of the 22. A little bit of a counter-arc there from the Welsh. Hasn't quite worked out for my Lord. Kerry Gold Butter is 10 out of 10. Or do you think Gibson Park or James Lowe good enough to have played for the AB, says Mark? It's a good question. Overall, I mean, I know that James Lowe in his position, just because it seems to be the thing of wings, like we seem to have just bucket loads of them. So I'd say James Lowe probably struggles a little bit more to get into the side. But then saying that, I do like him quite a bit. And I feel like he's probably, I don't know whether he's the same as George Bridge. They're both different styles overall, but I can see them being able to fill that jersey quite nicely. Jameson Gibson Park, I would say, is probably, like, they probably go Smith, Perenara, Gibson Park if it was going to be that kind of tier list, or maybe Gibson Park can sneak a little bit above Perenara. I'd like to see them in an All Blacks kit, but of course, sadly, we cannot have it. But I'm glad that they're playing for Ireland because we do get to see them in action next, and both could have a chance. There's Betty Wagon and there, and also Kerry Gold Machia. Cheddar is so good, but costs $80 a small block here. No, better commentary here. I'm 47 seconds behind. It's okay. Just killing time to the Irish slaughter of Scotland. There's Brian, and yeah, that's going to be a brutal game between those two sides, but we will be covering that on the channel also. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we will be coming back to you guys live at, I believe that will be 5:30, so another 40 minutes. And also we have got there Kieran Donahue, and also thanks, man. Great to hear your take on it, says Mark McBride. No worries at all, mate. But yeah, do you think, I guess the other side of it is, I guess the other way around, isn't it? If you could pick 3 New Zealand players, you're only allowed 3 All Blacks, current All Blacks, that you are allowed to take into the Irish international side. Of course, I don't think that's how it works, but if you were allowed 3 All Blacks, who would you add to your Irish side currently? Like, whereabouts are the positions that you feel that you are needing a little bit more oomph in? Yes, but now, nice backline movement, looking like it's opening up once again. I used to watch 2 Cents Rugby and the Wee Man, but this better, as I said, Brian King, so I do appreciate it a lot. And yeah, we have got plenty coming up on the channel. We've just recently surpassed our 10,000 subscribers, which was absolutely insane. That one, an almost midnight SSJ. Yeah, that one's gone high. The Italians now sitting currently on the 22. It will be in the hands of Bigger, though. Looks for the pass off to Lewis Rees-Zammit once again, trying to step his way through. He sees a bit of a gap, and when he sees a gap, he goes for it. It'll be dragged down nicely. The Italians now know has lost his footing. He has been neck rolled there, I would have thought there almost. But no, they're going to say it's all right. Just for now, Mwanga, Will Jordan, and Artie Savia. And there says Castro for the 3 options. And also we need a goalkeeper, says Brian. That one as well. Now going up high. And now taken nicely by Monty Ioane. And also, Katie, why you do that to me, says Gareth. And there as well. And also it's really close, says OJW. It is indeed. And it seems like it could go either way, although Wales now taking this ball back. Wide cutout pass here. Looking for the possible quick ball out to Josh Adams. He does receive it low. And really so close to the touchline. I believe that was Padovani once again. He's been busy and has his hands full up against Adams. Now 38 out. They are continuing to build phase after phase. Flat ball to Ross Moriarty. Finds the offload now to Big Win Jones, the Lucia prop. Running as if he was a back up to the 22 now. Good go forward here for the Welsh. Taking out Josh Navidi extremely low there for the Italians. Leon Brown gets the carry, goes back across to Kieran Hardy. Still going. One more wide cutout pass out to Josh Adams. Has to cut on the inside. Got plenty of pace. Going straight through Josh Adams. And he's made it look good. And he's been able to score the try for Wales. Just goes straight through the gap. Goes, yes, please. I will be having myself a try. And that is the third try of the match now for the Welsh. They've still got a chance at the bonus point. But Josh Adams scores it. And at the 68th minute, and he just ran sideways. They always say run it straight. But Josh Adams, he had to run it sideways to create that gap. And he was able to go straight through. And why Josh Y in there as well. Very nicely done. But I've no cheese. I just had shower, says Brian in there. And also we've got there. Holy Josh, says Mamanea. And then there as well. And also we have got there. Can't even remember. One moment, we will go back up a little bit more. Seeing Kerrygold cheese in Ireland, typical Ireland immigrating our best. And there, I haven't heard of this Kerrygold cheese, but I feel like I need to check it out and boo hiss. And there's a non because at the moment we are better than the All Blacks, says Richard. That is a very good answer. I like it. I like the confidence and that one. I'm looking forward to the series that is coming up between All Blacks and Ireland. And I did actually say that I think Ireland can get a win on New Zealand soil, which is probably not what you should be saying as an All Black, I guess, or someone who lives in New Zealand for myself. But very good. And who is a monster off the bench for Italy? Geez, he is a unit. That is the man by the name of Sharif Traore. He's making his way out there. And also we have got the as it a try, says Pietro. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And it is indeed. So now the score 21 points to Wales and 15 to Italy. They should be updating it very soon. I think they were quite surprised. And Traore looks like a tank. He does indeed. 5 to 8 years ago, I could imagine that the Italians would give Wales such a contest. Yeah, that is true. And I hope that they do get themselves that bonus point just for being within 7. Give the Italians something out of this game. They've had some close ones in the past, but they need to get some sort of point on the board just to prove their point that they are ready to go on this one. Now it is going to be taken by the young number 15 trying to pierce his way through. He's actually run straight into Josh Navidi, which is not what you want because he is straight back up to his feet and almost winning the penalty. But no, still on the side of the Italians. If they get themselves a try and convert, they will be in the lead in this game. Ross Moriarty, though, gets the penalty, and that will hurt the Italians. Not releasing. Ross Moriarty gets it. And also, Katie, did you ever buy Waterford glass? And also a quick bring Parisi on. And there says Garavan also buy. And there says Richard. Buy, I assume. Oh, no, sorry. You ever buy? I thought you were saying buy as in like see you later. But then I realized it was just the correction from the one above. But now they are going to be going for the corner here. Wales, like I mentioned, if they actually end up getting themselves a win here with a bonus point, they can get themselves into a situation of not just a lot of pressure, but they could also be ahead of Scotland and England in the Six Nations. They may finish not too badly here. They've got 10 minutes to do so. Do kids in New Zealand learn any of the native languages, says Colm? Not hugely, not as much as I think they would like to overall in terms of schools. Like we did one term of Māori and I learned 2 sentences, which one of them could be useful in life, the other one not so much. Because one of them was Home Rima Kotahi Kono Kata Kata, which means high five, just kidding. I learned that one all by myself. It wasn't wasted time, of course. And then Kake te koe e tera wiki means see you next week. Now 5 meters out from the line here. It's still going to be available for the Welsh around the side. Getting dragged down. And if they can get over the try line, like I mentioned, that will be the bonus point in favour of the Welshmen. Currently, the Principality Stadium is rocking at the moment for Wales. They want to see them get over there and get in closer and closer now. Only a metre short of the line. Who wants it? At this stage, that is the big question. I do see Josh Navidi on the arm of Ross Moriarty now. He's got the ball in hand. He goes himself around the side. Ross Moriarty, no, 1 metre short here for himself. That was extremely close to being able to fall over the line. Now, short put pass. He tries to get back up to Lupe Faletau, but he's going to be short by half a metre. Now out to Nick Tompkins, getting tackled out by Monty Ioane. You've got to go wide to the right, I would say. Got to overlap someone around there, and then you are good to go, although it doesn't look like they are going to be going for it. No, straight through. And Wyn Jones fell on his face. I think he's held up. Oh, no, he's celebrating. Okay, everyone's celebrating. Okay, on-field decision, no try. Everyone was going up for that one, and the referee was just like, I see it as a no try, so we'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. Of course, he's getting booed at the moment, but it was a big one. I learned To Nima. I think he's fallen on his face hard there. If his face was the ball, that's a try every day of the week. But due to the fact that the ball is the ball, he might be just an inch short. That one, and also, Hamish, is your scoreboard correct? It is currently. It is sitting this way, so it is currently possibly another try for the Welsh. Also, you really should move Katie over. You would have a ball, and there says Richard for that one. It would end up with some very interesting content, that is for sure, in terms of rugby cooking and all sorts. I was going to get a baking tray that had a rugby ball dish. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because Katie a while ago did mention that she would consider doing a rugby food cooking thingy-mabob. Okay, no conclusive evidence, so that is going to be no try and great defence for the Italy. And also, I'm definitely wanting to move overseas. I'm missing living in England. And also, if Wales had scored thrice, the score must be more than 15, says MH. Although that is Italy on that side. So pretty much Wales have been able to convert all of their attempts. And then also now Italy have been able to get themselves the 15 points. And yep, so working on my channel. And we're back to the cheese. And then go get him, girl. Yeah, it says Penny Wagon. And also I'm learning some... I don't think I can read that one out. I'm glad that I caught on. Oh, that was a little bit of a mix-up. And how he goes, if you want the ball so bad to Lupe Faletau, you can have it now. Now Tompkins down the wing. It's looking good for Wales. Not quite able to link up, though, with the inside ball to the hands of the young number 21, Kieran Hardy. Creeping closer and closer now. 22 metres out, trying to do a little pick and go. Does end up only going a couple metres short, or a couple metres out from their own 22, or inside of the 22 of the Italians. Now straight out in front of the posts. Kieran Hardy goes back. Italy may still win with a converted try. That is true, although they are in the wrong part of the field for that to happen currently. They do need to try and get way up the field here and win themselves a penalty. If they do give away one, I believe Wales would go for the 3 points to make them outside of the points. It's going to be Talupe Faletau, puts that one down. Lewis Rees-Zammit now running it straight sideways, wrestled down here. Now he gets back up. He's just like a little spring. Now trying to go for the chip and chase. He's been blocked by the tank, Traore. And now awkward bouncing ball here for the youngster. He uses the post to his advantage. It's a foot race. Lewis Rees-Zammit almost able to take out his leg, and also had a layover in Dublin once, and I just see the airport lol. But Ireland look gorgeous from the air, says Katie Dixon. Penalty advantage to the Italians, is it? No, not quite. But now kicking it up behind, it will be a big kick downfield from Paulo Garbisi. Said that name very weird. Paulo Garbisi, I should say. That one has gone into touch about 45 metres out. The Italians, like we mentioned, they're still within the 7 points, and they need themselves, even a try would be great for the Italians because they haven't scored one as of yet. But as it stands here, Wales would be sitting there at 5 played, 10 points, the same as Scotland, the same as England. If they get themselves one more try, they will move up to the bonus point now. What's the name of your channel, Katie? And I believe it is the Scrum Lass channel, although I don't think she has got it completely finished as of yet, but I assume it is going to be on that one. Also, I want to go to Ireland one day, says Paddy Wagon. I am going to have a stretch. This chair is not very comfy. And also, you can't get 10 points in total in the six, or you can get 10 points in total in the Six Nations without winning a game or drawing one. And there it says Brian for that one. Now passing it back across. Low tackle on Lewis Rees-Zammit has missed. He spins out and now still driving 40. Finds the offload. Little pop pass after Kieran Hardy. Passes it across to Wyn Jones. This is looking great for Wales. Now Nick Tompkin looking out to Josh Navidio, who gets wrestled down. Also, Wales flag is just the Italian flipped horizontal and it made into a dragon. Wow. I guess it is. Oh. Okay, I think there was a little mistake there once again from the Welsh. And because of it now, and also we have got that. Is that a YouTube channel, Katie? And there as well, says Richard. And also it's at Scrum Lads. And also, yeah, I haven't uploaded anything yet. I still need to get a camera and finish moving the house around because it's a mess in here at the moment, says Katie. But now making their way off the field here for Wales. Boy, they've got some big boys out there on the field. But both of these sides on the front row replacements. Currently 6 points difference. Italy looking for their first point of the Six Nations since their close game up against the Scottish, where they were able to get themselves to 1 point. They have not won a game in the Six Nations for the past 6 years. Will this be the time for them, though? I'm just going to go down like this. And like, oopsies, like that. There we go. I'm just making sure everything was running smoothly. But anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Also subscribe to the channel. We've got 2 more tonight. The rugby gauntlet is far from over. We're almost 66% of the way through. I was going to subscribe, or am I still in the dog box? Says Gareth for that one as well. Currently, Ireland versus Scotland is the next game. And then after that, we have got France versus England, which could shape the Six Nations. But currently, Wales trying to work their way up to get themselves a spot in fourth at the moment. Paravani now down the wing. They are currently sitting about 30 metres out. That one is going to be down. Monty Ioane now around the side trying to break through the tackle to Josh Navidi. He is elusive, but is unable to get through. And just move in here. It's on the coast, and I need a cleaner, says Brian. That one, and also we have got there. Okay, let me know when you get it up and running, Katie. It says Richard now passed it back once again for the Italians. They can't really afford to kick this ball away, but they probably can't afford to keep on hitting the ball up. They want a penalty. Would be the ideal situation for them. Now still going to be available 40 metres out from their own line. Now a wide pass out to Monty Ioane. Bit of drawn pass here. Big shove. All wasn't an extended arm. Now jumping on it. Nick Tompkins. Penalty to Italy. That is huge for them. Yeah, at this stage with only 3 minutes left. And it's walk and 10. Josh Adams was complaining. And the referee says, I'm not having that. And the descent does mean they go forward within kicking distance, but they got to go for the corner here, Italy. You're in the dog box, brother. And there says Katie Dixon. And now kicking this one for the touchline. 3 minutes left in this game. And it's a good clearing kick that has actually found touch this time for Italy, which is so important. 22 metres out. Josh Adams still complaining. They'll get marched forward. Another 10 if he's not careful. I feel like that was an awkward time to show that he's player of the match when he's mouthing that is BS, and also that he's not very happy with the referee and it's just been done for dissent. I feel like that was not ideal timing for him, but he's played well throughout the game, so I guess we give him a round of applause. Come on, Italy. And yeah, it's the best country in Ireland too, Brian. And there as well, stolen by Wales. And they are now inside of their own 22. Rush defence here, trying to stop him. Kieran Hardy, someone's got to drag him down, though. About 3 missed tackles there, but he is now just outside of the 22, which does mean Wales will have to kick this one out, or not be able to kick this one out on the full, I should say. But currently now it looks like they do want to build up a couple more phases here. See if they can wear down the clock a little bit longer. And yeah, they're going to retract that now. And there's Katie Dixon. Now kicking it high from Kieran Hardy. Put some distance on it down to the halfway line. In fact, just a little bit inside of Italians territory now. Now going around the side. Straight up the middle, the youngster, the number 15, looking for the link up. He stepped down the wing, looking at the corner. He needs to make it an easy kick. Italy are going to win. Or are they? There's still a minute and a half. Italy have just scored a try, and it's Paravani between the sticks almost. Wow. Only a little bit of time left for the Italians. A minute 15 to be exact. And Italy score. It's the youngster, Capu Ozo. I can't say his name, but we're going to have to remember it. His first name's Ange, or it's got 4 letters, and it's got an A, an N, a G, and an E in it. And he's just run down the wing and scored the try for Italy. Although, in fact, he did pass it to Paravani, who got it awesome, says Mark. And I was asking, you shall receive, damn. Will I get Italy on 22 right? As Gavin, holy Lord, please, says George there. And fourth, Italy, says LB. Oh, my Lord, what just happened, says DJ. Italy may have just got this game. 7 years, and they have done it. And the last time that they had more than 1 point, it was a very long time ago. Like I mentioned, they've got 2 points in the Six Nations in the past. In fact, 1 point in the last 6 years, or somewhere along those lines. In Italy, their coach can't quite believe it. They've only got a little bit of time left. I believe they haven't been able to use up enough time here. It's going to be straight out in front. So there is no chance that this one misses, but the big thing is they will still have to have the reset. And bro, I'm rooting for Italy, says Fantastic Charisma. And also I was waiting for that, Hamish. I loved your reaction. Says Richard, and manager sacked. Says Brian, could be, but it was Padovani who was able to score and go Italy. Great to see them win. Good for the game, says Reefer Marks. But I believe the fact that they're after the 80, they do have to take it. And now they've won. That is the end of the game. And the Italians win it up against Wales. Massive result here for them. And so I do write out the Italians, but that is absolutely huge. And not just is it a win for Italy, it's a win at the Principality Stadium, the fortress in Wales. And that was awesome. They did it, secure the ball and kick it out. Says Fantastic Charisma, nice for Italy. And come on, says Alessio, but he gets it over. He couldn't believe it. And Garbisi couldn't do anything but just fall to the ground and celebrate. Not here, says Brian. And also, yes, Italy. What a game of rugby. And Italy 2022 or 22. I'm claiming that. It's not only cricket, says Gareth. And salute to Italy. Well done, Italy. They deserve to win. And GG both teams. And now it's over, says Brian. They only count. You can only blame the Welsh crybaby who gave Italy an extra 10 metres. And that was actually Josh Adams, the man of the match. This one, a lot of broken hearts. There sure is, but it will not be a broken heart for the Italians. They will be loving this. They will be partying all the way to next year's Six Nations now with that win. Oh my God, says Cole as well. What a moment in time. We have just witnessed history for Italy. Defending champs, congrats Italy. That was pretty amazing. 10 out of 10, says Sebastian there. It was indeed. And now Italy get themselves up to 4 points. That is the most that they've had in the Six Nations in an extremely long time. And when the man of the match loses it for the team, and Squid Gregory is going to be hilarious. Oh, my spaghetti. And there says Adil for this one. But that is an absolutely huge win for Italy. And what can you say other than the fact they've done it with only scoring the one try of Padovani? I do need to add that to the bottom. I should say, so we will go like that. And also we have got the Italy really building. I'm stoked for them. Under 20 squad is strong too. They've been looking pretty good, but I'm going to add this name. Italy try scorers. Or try scorer. I'm going to put just try scorer. And it is going to be one moment. We will add him to the list. It was Eduardo Padovani. Padovani scores it in the 80th minute of the game. We'll go like that, and we will go like that as well. But an Italian try scorer was Padovani. Was able to get this first Italy's first win in in 30 years as well. Says Fantastic Charisma. And also historic match tonight. Thank you, Amy, says M.H. Choi. And I mean, that's the thing. This game was probably considered as the build-up for those next two. Even I called it the entree. That was anything but the entree. On that fall from the entree, that if the dessert and the rest comes out, like the main meal, the main course, I don't think I'd be able to eat it. Overall, fantastic result. That will silence the many critics. Azeri in there says MH. Oh, sorry, that was actually Mark there. And you know me, Gareth, and also Wales are so bad and great for the game, says Albie. And France versus England tonight, it sure is. And we are going to be covering both of the next two games of the Six Nations. And we will have an updated table, which will have them sitting at the top. Go France, there's Sakabola here. So the underdog win this game. Do we see the underdog in Scotland win the next one? And Italy now have to shut people up about their future in the Six Nations. And a win, I celebrate it even by the losing team. Or when I celebrate it even by the losing team, when you're used to being whooped so many times with some fantastic charisma and hello, Katie. I'm completely blown away by I can't even talk. Blown away by the result. Let's go. A lot of money was won for me. Says Castro there. Wayne Pivak will be looking for a new job by Monday. And France versus England is going to be tasty. And Kubrick always had dessert first. Says Mark there. And I'm going to need so many glasses of blood. Says Katie. So we've got 20 minutes to our next live stream. That will be the matchup that has taken place between Scotland and Ireland. I'm smiling ear to ear. Going to have to refill my glass. My voice is still going, which is very good news. And tonight's full of surprises. We might see Eddie lose his job. And yes, as ever, of his helps the pain so much as us. Says Gareth, a hell of a party in Rome tonight. That is for sure. And Hamish, if Ireland win and England win, Ireland win the Six Nations. Both games have plenty on them. It sure does. I want England to get smashed in there. From Fantastic Charisma. Now these English can shut up. Forza Italia. And there it says, I and also hello, Hamish, bro. And thank you, Hamish, for the commentary. Says fantastic charisma. No worries at all, mate. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we're going to be back soon for our next match. And that is going to be Scotland taking on Ireland. These are the try scorers, Watkin, Lake, and Adams. It was the question, will Wales get themselves a bonus point and overtake? It was going to be England and also overtake the opposition in Scotland. But then from there, Padavani, a whole heap of eyes after that one, scored the try, and it changed the game. And I don't believe it, Italy or Italian finally won. And there says Michelle, they did indeed. Absolutely incredible performance there from them. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, and we will be back in only about 20 minutes time for the next match. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy, and I will see you all in 20 minutes time for our next match, Ireland taking on Scotland.